Free for all!
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Everything is Fine podcast. I'm your host Sean Wilson.
And I'm your host, Matt Ebersol.
And today we're joined by a special guest. We have our good friend Jarett on board with us today.
Hello, I'm Jarett.
Jarett Dello Buono, one of my favorite last names I've ever come across.
Dello Buono.
Dello Buono, yes.
Yeah, you gotta do the Italian hand gesture.
Yes, but Jarett, for those of you listening, Jarett was my roommate when we were freshmen in college. We met when we were just youngins. Just a few short years ago, and then obviously Sean, we met in college, and by us meeting, you met Jarett, and the three of us have become very good friends since then.
The following year, when I had to move dorm buildings, Jarett was an RA for half a year in that dorm building. So
yes, he was.
We hung out with him there.
But yeah, ever since we've come to college, the three of us have been very good friends, and Jarett, we're so happy to have you on the show.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Lovely to be here. So that sounded very sarcastic. I don't know why I said it in that cadence.
Tell us how you feel, Jarett.
How I feel?
Tell us how you feel about
No, I'm sorry. I don't know why I said it like that.
All right. Well, if you want, you can give a little guest introduction. Tell us about yourself.
I guess so. Yeah. I'm a student at Westchester too. Tyson Hall represent in this podcast.
Tyson Hall.
No one does that. I'm a marketing major. I currently work at a record label as a marketing intern. I'm about to graduate, actually, and I hope to release music one day. So, I mean...
He's a very good musician. Even though he's not a music major like Sean and I, he's a very good musician. So
Yes, he's always a phenomenal musician.
I
I don't
really-
think there's an instrument that you can't play.
I don't know.
yeah, exactly.
Name an instrument.
He's a really good. he's a damn good guitar player. You played what, trombone in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're a very good singer as well. Like you can do many things.
I'm glad you think that. I'm just kidding.
Why do you think that?
Yes. But on today's episode of the Everything is Fine, on the 11th episode, which is so weird, we're now like officially in double digits.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really crazy. But we're going to be talking about... We haven't talked about video games a lot on this show, even though we've promised we would.
Something I've brought up in every single team meeting.
But today we're going to be talking about video games, especially the ones that you want to play with a group of friends, party video games. We're talking about what makes, Friday night game night or Saturday night game night the most fun, what games you're pulling out, and yeah, we're going to be talking about those today, so we're very, very excited. But before we get into that topic, Sean, if you want to read the headlines.
I have a few very short headlines because I know you all love the brevity of this segment.
I sense your sarcasm.
Yeah, I know. So just a few things. A few trailers have dropped / announcements for movies. The Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings trailer dropped, and that looks amazing. Captain America 4 was announced with the end of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Without spoiling, I did watch the ending of the show. Have you guys watched the ending yet?
I have not, but I've not really watched the show, but I've been following IGN's reviews.
One episode behind.
One episode behind, yeah. I just watched it, actually, this morning, the day that we're taping this morning I watched it, and I liked it. I didn't think it was a great show. I thought overall it was a very good show. I would give it maybe like a B minus. Like it was entertaining for the sake of the fact that I enjoy those characters. The actual story itself was not as fascinating as other Marvel stories, but I enjoyed it. Bucky is still one of my favorite Marvel characters, but I see where they're going with it, which is why the Captain America 4 announcement does not surprise me.
Yeah. But that's happening. And then also, a surprise that I didn't see coming. The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It, has apparently filmed, wrapped up production, and is coming to us in June.
Yeah, it's coming to HBO.
Coming to HBO, and I'm kind of excited. I'm not the best person when it comes to horror films. I'm definitely not one who's ever seen one in theaters before, because I'm a wuss. But
have you seen The Conjuring, Jarett?
Yeah, I've seen The Conjuring.
Yeah.
I watched it in like 9th grade. Someone cried at that party.
I love that.
What a memorable party.
I love that. I definitely know I'm not gonna try and see it in theaters, but I know that there's people that I've seen these movies with, and I'm probably gonna go see it with them.
I've only ever seen one horror movie with you, Sean, and I'm sure we'll tell this story later on the podcast.
We'll tell this.
It was A Quiet Place.
It was A Quiet Place, and it was completely on accident
yes,
too.
But we'll get into that later episode.
but those trailers dropped. Those are coming our way. Well, not really a trailer for Captain America 4, but we heard about it and we all thought it was interesting. Our last two little things I just kind of wanted to talk about. There's very light news. Lego has announced a 1/3 to scale model of R2-D2.
They've also announced that every single person wants one because every single person wants one.
Yes. Look, that's it. There's no deeper thing to read into here. I just want a miniature Lego R2D2.
Who doesn't? Oh my god, that's
Legos
so cool.
are for adults now.
Legos are for adults. And then finally, talks of actually committing to a Knights of the Old Republic remake have been spoken, put out there. We're getting this remake. I want this remake more than anything. I want to play Knights of the Old Republic again, and I want it to look good. So, but yes, that's pretty much it. It's very light. And now it's time for Matt's favorite segment.
Very excited.
All right, so when you're listening to this on Sunday, April 25th, the Oscars are tonight. They are a couple days away for us, but they are Sunday, April 25th, the day that this episode comes out. The Oscars are happening, and I have my predictions. We've been building to this.
So in 6 hours, when Matt's wrong.
No, I am guaranteeing at least 17 out of 23 correct.
All right,
I am guaranteeing
very
at least
number.
17 out of 23 correct. However, I will say, for these short film categories, I'm basically just going off of what Gold Derby is saying is the favorite to win. So, animated short, If Anything Happens, I Love You is my pick to win the Best Animated Short. Haven't seen it, but it's getting buzz. Documentary short, A Love Song for Latasha, that's going to win. Live action short, The Letter Room, that's going to win. International film, Another Round. Easy pick, one of the easiest picks of the night. Another Round got a director nomination. It is the only one in the foreign film that got another nomination outside of this category. It is winning easily. Documentary feature is going to My Octopus Teacher. It won the BAFTA, and it won the Critics' Choice. I know it's a weird name, but it's going to win. Best Animated Feature, Soul. I don't even have to discuss it. It's won everything. Visual effects, it's between The Midnight Sky and Tenet. I'm going to go with Tenet. I don't see the Academy not honoring this film based off of the fact that it was the movie that kind of brought theaters back from the dead, even though they still kind of are dead. It was the movie that got people at least back to the theaters. And Tenet's not winning anywhere else. So I'm going to go with visual effects for Tenet. Best sound, the name of the movie is Sound of Metal. I'm going to go with Sound of Metal. It has an incredible...
Off of just the name alone.
No, it has incredible achievement in sound because the whole movie is about a person who's deaf, and the way that they're able to mix the sound of like, oh, you hear what he's hearing, sometimes you hear what other people are hearing, and the way they're able to mix that and tell a story just through what you're hearing is crazy. So that's winning. Best original song is going to go to Speak Now from One Night in Miami. I'm very confident in that one as well. Leslie Odom Jr. from Hamilton fame, and he's also a star in the movie, wrote that song and performed it, and I think he's going to win. Best score is going to Soul. No question about it. That is easily the best score of the year, and people are noticing it. It's won everywhere. Production design, Mank. Mank is going to win production design very easily. It's probably going to be the only win it gets. It's the only one I have it getting. Even though it was nominated for 10 awards, I only see it getting 1, maybe 2. We'll get into that. Makeup and hairstyling, as well as costume design, I have going to Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Fantastic makeup, especially on Viola Davis's character. They really transformed her into a different person just through the makeup and the costumes. So those two are going to probably go to Ma Rainey. Film editing, this is a tough one. I'm going to go with Trial of Chicago 7 just because it has the most editing. Even though it's not the best editing, it has the most editing, and the Oscars like to award that movie. Bohemian Rhapsody, perfect example. Also, it just won the Eddie Award, the Editors Guild. Cinematography, I'm going to Nomadland. Although Mank could steal this one. That's the one that I was saying. Maybe Mank could get it, but I think Nomadland's going to take it. The cinematography in that movie is breathtaking, and it also has been winning a lot of cinematography awards, such as it won the BAFTA, and it won the Critics' Choice. So I could see it getting those as well. Original screenplay, Promising Young Woman. It's going to win. Adapted screenplay, I have going to Nomadland, but do not be surprised if The Father wins adapted screenplay instead. The Father did just win the BAFTA, I believe, for adapted screenplay. Yes, it won the BAFTA for adapted screenplay. So don't be surprised if that wins.
I'm gonna interject. I want it to go to The Father. I will say that.
I watched it.
I saw the end of it accidentally, and then I was like, I should go watch parts of the rest of it. And I've not seen all of it, but I already want it to go
that
to
movie.
The Father.
I will talk about that movie probably on a later episode, but we don't have to. I don't want to get too in depth.
Yeah.
But The Father was fantastic, and I'm also going to talk about why I think that might change something. But I have Nomadland still winning adapted screenplay, although don't be surprised if The Father wins. Supporting actor is Daniel Kaluuya. I've been saying all year he's winning, and he has not lost at a singular big precursor. He has won the SAG, the Critics' Choice, the BAFTA, And he also won at like all these like other mini awards, like all the film festivals. He also won the Golden Globe. Like he has won everything. He is not losing this Oscar. He is going to win it easily. Supporting actress, Yoo Jung-yoon from Minari. She played the grandmother. She's won the SAG and she won the BAFTA recently. I think she's a lock. Best actor. This is an interesting category. Because Chadwick Boseman, the late Chadwick Boseman, has been winning everything. But Anthony Hopkins in The Father just won the BAFTA. And that movie just came out, and it's really starting to gain big word of mouth. Everyone's starting to fall in love with this movie. And people are starting to realize that even though Chadwick Boseman, it's tragic what happened, Hopkins' performance might be the best of the year. And I think it is. I'm still picking Boseman, but I'm hesitant to, because I think Hopkins might have the momentum gaining. I feel like Chadwick Boseman, maybe the word of mouth, the talk of the town is starting to switch. And maybe Anthony Hopkins can get more votes that way. It's going to be damn close, but I'm still going to go with Boseman. Lead actress, I'm sticking with Carey Mulligan in Promising Woman, although this category has been an absolute shit show, pardon my French. A different person has won at all 4 of the big precursors, so I'm really just guessing here. But I'm going to go with Carey Mulligan. And then director and picture, Nomadland. Both of them. Chloe Zhao is winning director. That's the biggest lock of the whole night, because she's won everywhere. And picture is going to Nomadland.
Very well.
I am going to go out on a limb and say that at least 17 of these are correct.
It's fair.
Last year I got 20 out of 24. There's only 23 this year because they combined the sound categories. But I think I'm going to do well. And if I don't, then here's proof of me being an idiot.
I personally just want The Father win. I will say this, like my 1-2 cents, and then we can move on to the main show. But I saw, much like The Father, accidentally, I saw the last 30 minutes of Nomadland, and I don't get it. I know it's a book, I know it was a true story and all that, but to me it just felt like a 30-minute montage of a homeless woman looking sad, and I'm like, this felt like 2 hours and it was 30 minutes. So
I really enjoyed that movie just because of how authentic it felt. Granted, it's nowhere near my favorite of the year. In fact, in the Best Picture category of the 8, I would probably say it's maybe my 6th favorite, but I still really enjoyed it. And I could see why it's winning. It wasn't my favorite, but I can see why it's winning.
I can't. I don't know.
It's fair. No,
maybe I just don't want a bunch of sots of depression. I hate to break it to all of you.
If any of you didn't like Nomadland, I hate to break it to you. It's winning Best Picture. It has not lost at a singular place. The only place it lost was SAG Ensemble, but even that's not even a Best Picture category. That's just Best Performance by an Acting Ensemble, and it wasn't even nominated there because the whole movie is basically just Frances McDormand. It's one person.
Yeah, you're right. I just had to say that because I recently saw the back 30 and I was like, this is not a movie.
And it's one of those years, like last year, it was like 1917 and Parasite competing.
Yes.
I don't even know who could beat Nomadland at this point. I don't know
That's
who would.
Weird.
I don't know if any movie even has enough traction to even remotely compete. I think it is a surefire lock that Nomadland is winning Best Picture.
All right.
And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
I just want to know why people agreed on letting them win.
All right, I'll stop rambling about this because we do have a topic, and before we get into it, Jarett, you had something to say about our main topic today, which is party video games.
All right. So to preface, I have a book from 1926 titled "How to Entertain at Home," which has detailed instructions on how to set up a bridge party and set out the right forks to eat your Jello and your salads. But I think it's about time we might have got a new edition for the 21st century. And if you're anything like me, you know, like with a playlist, you want like the vibe of the night is set by what you play. So I think what we have tonight is very important to say.
Yeah. We're the kind of idiots who like getting together and laughing and doing these stupid things, or we love getting off the couch and wanting to strangle each other off of the amazing victories we pull against each other.
Oh, yeah.
So tonight's discussion of what makes those Saturday night couch co-op play game sessions wonderful is something that like we find joy. Granted, we're not every group of friends. Like there are some groups of friends out there that think the most exciting thing they can possibly play together is like Wii Sports Bowling, and that's it. Which Wii Sports Bowling is fantastic, but like for them that's the height.
If that's the pinnacle, then there's something wrong.
For us, we have done so much together, whether it be board games or video games. We're focusing on video games tonight because we have so many fantastic memories of so many stupid things that come our way.
Absolutely.
So
I'm really excited.
Yeah, and not just co-op things, like things you can do remotely too, things you can do over the computer. You don't have to be on the couch next to the person to be connected and have those great game nights.
Especially in these times with
all
Zoom and all this other crap. Like, a lot of times we've had virtual game nights because, like, I guess we can start getting into it. Like, the game I think that everyone was playing over quarantine and like during the fall was Among Us, and that's all virtual. Yeah. And that's a great party game, even though you're not in the same place. I mean, you could technically be in the same place and play it, but like it's the same exact atmosphere as playing it remotely.
Yeah.
So,
and if anything, being remote helps it because we're not talking in between rounds.
Exactly. You can just mute yourself. But yeah. Did you like Among Us, Jarett?
What?
Did you like Among Us?
I think there are better deduction games. That Among Us didn't feel new to me when it came out, but I still got it and I still played it a lot because it's fun as hell.
I was never that good at it. I liked playing it, but like I was never that good. I remember there was one game that I was playing with you, and like I was just the worst second. Like if you and I were the imposters, and I was just the worst partner in the world.
It was not pretty for you. It was not pretty for you at all. But it was highly entertaining, and we were all extremely heated, so we're yelling at each other the entire time. So it was just bad. It was just bad all around, but it was good, kind of bad.
Yep.
Among Us made me rethink my favorite color because I'd be red, and obviously everyone knows the meme.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, red sus. And then everyone would vote me out immediately. And I'd get so mad, even if I was playing a really good imposter.
Yeah, I would always be lime green, because lime green is fun.
I ran orange because there was a tuxedo option and a pumpkin hat, and I was like, all right, I'm David S. Pumpkins now. From, it's all over. 70 floors of David S. Pumpkins.
Yeah, Among Us was fun, though, and then, like, what was another big game that, like, I guess gained track? Like, well, obviously, like, Jackbox. Like,
Jackbox has always been a good go-to for that time period. There, like, as far as games that gained traction for that, I mean, there was not really any party games except for Among Us and the revival of Jackbox.
Oh, it was Fall Guys, but that's not a party game. That's, like...
Yeah, no.
That was the other game that, like, I think you're thinking of.
And then that vanished off the face of the earth.
Oh, because they never updated it. Like, how are you supposed to make, like, a game like that where it never updates?
Yeah. My ideal party game that I've started playing with all of my friends, and if they're listening, they can attest. We always play Rocket League, and I know it's kind of like a party game,
but it's
like,
couch.
We always, not even on the couch. We usually just play online together, and it's just a lot of fun because it's sports and we like sports. So.
And RC cars.
It's cars playing soccer. Like whoever came up with that idea is absolutely genius. It's just like the simplest concept, but like it's so cool. Like it's I can't even. It's easily like my favorite. It's the only game. It's my most played game on PlayStation. I think is Rocket League easily. It's either that or like MLB The Show.
I love it.
I like Rocket League though.
We have had a recent surge here in Apartment C of Rock Band.
Wait, Guitar Hero Rock Band.
Yeah, Guitar Hero Rock Band. Of all random things to just all of a sudden pick up and obsess over, we've been running Rock Band like crazy out of here. Granted, we have the one guitar, but over the next year when we move to our like off-campus apartment and actually start like a real home, our first set of purchases is the bass, the mic, and the drum set.
What console?
We're gonna try and get it on a PlayStation.
Okay.
So we're gonna try and get it on the PlayStation 4, I believe, or PlayStation 3. I believe Connor said he had a PlayStation 3 that he could run the old ones on. And then over the next year, someone will get a PlayStation 5 first, and then we're getting the new one and just backlogging it.
I was gonna say I could have brought my drum set with me, but I think it's for the Wii. So
yeah.
I don't think it's gonna work.
What we have right now is we have the one guitar Bluetooth synced to Connor's computer. And we have the Clone Hero program running, so it's like everyone making their own custom songs for all the instruments.
There's a chart that we have downloaded on it. It's On the Road Again by Willie Nelson, but the notes are like 4 seconds out of sync with the actual music you're hearing. So like you'll be strumming along, but like you're not playing what you're actually hearing, and it's really off-putting.
It's like something so wrong that it like makes all the hair stand up.
There are some gems on Clone Hero when you're like looking for a song, and then there are also some like, what the hell is that?
We didn't realize it until a very like the end of when we were on a big shopping spree of downloading all the charts. But we accidentally got the Moog cover band version of Hotel California.
Oh, jeez.
So it sounds like the Muppets performing Hotel California, and it's unplayable. Well, yeah, there's also some songs that we've downloaded that it's only expert,
which I mean you can't play because you're not expert.
Yeah, no, I suck at the guitar. I'm better
Yeah.
at the drum set.
Yeah,
if
I can play expert and get high 80% usually, unless it's like insanely difficult.
In that case, he gets a 90.
But usually on like a sight read on expert, I can usually get around like high 80%, depending on the song. If it's like Master of Puppets by Metallica, Connor made me play that. It's like an 8.5-minute song where the guitar part is insanely difficult, and I got like low 70s. Like it wasn't great, but that song is hard.
I love it.
That song is really difficult. What's like your go-to Guitar Hero instrument?
I never had direct Guitar Hero. We had Rock Band and mostly Sing It. And for some reason, my older siblings would not let me play Rock Band. They did not want me breaking it. So I was relegated to Sing It.
Oh, yeah.
I think my go-to song was I Write Sins, Not Tragedies by
Benny.
That was my song. I got it pitch perfect when I was like 8. And then puberty hit, so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, scores just went down after that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like what my go-to song is. Because Connor's is Wanted Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi.
Mine is Ramblin' Man.
Yours is Ramblin' Man.
Mine's Ramblin' Man. Of all songs, it's Ramblin' Man.
I think mine is More Than a Feeling by Boston. Either that one or I did really well on Everlong by the Foo Fighters. That was another good one. I exclusively do guitar. Because I'm not good at the drums, because, like, I get really off-put by hearing, instead of actual drums being played, all I hear is, like, when you're actually playing it.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, I just find that very unappealing. And then the bass guitar parts, why play bass if you can just play lead?
Yeah. Well,
and then singing, I never really enjoyed either.
I will argue for the bass, like Grace. Grace plays bass over guitar, and her song is Sweet Child of Mine.
Yeah. I like the guitar part, because, like, as a piano player, I like playing multiple notes at a time. And with guitar, especially an expert, you get a lot of passages where you're playing 2 or 3 notes at a time. It's like it feels like you're playing chords, as opposed to bass if you're just playing like 1 note at a time. They're fun, but like they're not as fun for me. But that's just me. Guitar Hero is a fun game though. I never actually had Guitar Hero though. I also had Rock Band, because we just never had guitar. I also had DJ Hero, if you ever had that either, which was really, really weird. Because it's like a turntable, and it's like there's like 3 buttons on the like it's like a record, and like you can spin it or something. It's really weird.
Interesting.
It was really, really weird. But we had that too, and Rock Band was much better than that one.
True.
But yeah, Guitar Hero is fun.
But still, besides the music games, there are so many. Like, I know common among our group is Mario Kart, or Mario Party, or Smash Nights. Just
Yes.
the Nintendo hits.
The go-tos.
I do want to talk about 2 like smaller games though. One that you introduced me to.
Which one?
Muddle Dash.
Oh, yes, Muddle Dash.
Muddle Dash.
I forgot to put that on my list, but I was thinking
is
about it all
a
day.
hidden gem amongst party games.
Oh my god. I was just... Because one thing I do is like always try to find these games like to play with like 4 to 6 people, because that's how big my friend group is. And I found this game $2 on the Switch store, and I was like, what is this? I don't care, it's $2. It says 4 players. And I bought it, and it's probably the most like simplified version of all the Nintendo anger you get from Mario Kart, where it's just like last person in the lead gets to the top.
Mm-hmm.
You explain Muddle Dash.
Yeah, so basically, like, you're playing as, like, these little mini cartoon characters, and the premise is that there's a present, and it's, like, this one object, and a person can have possession, only one person can have possession of this present at a time, and the goal is to get this present to a designated finish line party sort of thing, and you have no idea how long the course is going to be. You have no idea how, like, what you're going to run into, what direction you need to go in. All you know is that you need to get this present and attack your other teammates to get it, run as far away from them as possible, hope they don't catch up to you, and try to get there before everyone else does. It's a very simple in design, but oh my goodness, is it fun.
And the courses are AI generated, like they're never the same.
They're never the same.
There's some similar parts, but like they're always different lengths, they're always different parts. You never know what's going to come next, and it's...
So if you have $2...
Also, did we mention that you're a squid?
Oh, yeah. You are a...
Oh, yeah, you're squid. That's right.
You're squid.
Let's make it worse.
You're
Like...
squids in party hats, and the only goal is to get a present to the party. That's
Yep.
It's so simple, but oh my god.
Oh,
it
it's
has ended
great.
with so many screaming matches.
Now, okay, this is not a game I was going to talk about. You want to talk about scream matches, though. Sean and I had many screaming matches over a certain game that we played in our room last year, and that's Overcooked.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I played Overcooked with friends. Not with you two, but oh my god.
You want to see what anger looks like. You try cooking spaghetti in a blimp.
Yeah,
Like-
it's like why would they ever make a kitchen at this location? There's like like a river in the middle of the place. There's like teleportation. Why
You're in a
can't we
wizard's
just-
castle and the oven spins.
But
I'm
here's
like,
the thing:
what?
when we played Overcooked, you had this weird thing where we would not pass a world until we got 3 stars on every level.
Because like
And then by the end of that world, we wanted to rip each other's heads off.
yeah.
And we didn't play it for another week after it.
Why is that this game really tests your friendship? I didn't even play with you two, but my friend did exactly the same. It's like, we need the 3 stars.
We need the 3
We
stars.
need to get to the next
I
world.
was just like, can we just keep playing? He's like, no, we need to do 3 stars. And
Because,
we would,
like,
we would
okay,
end up doing a level like 6 times over, and then we
Because
would be
we
so
could do
mad
it.
at each other.
The thing is though, like the thing is like every level, like as the game progresses, it gets worse and worse and worse. Because like World 1, the 4 courses in World 1 are like they're legitimate restaurants.
Yeah.
And like the worst thing that you get is maybe like there's a conveyor belt or something in the middle of the kitchen.
Or maybe like a multi-layered like thing where it's like you boil something here,
Yeah.
cut up something here,
and then throw
combine
it all the
them
way
and-
across the room for it to be served on a plate.
Yeah.
And like that's fine. But then like World 2 is like you're in a mine, and like World 3 is like you're in a wizard's castle, and then there's the travel ones where you're in a balloon or
And
on
then
a
like
raft.
and then the floor like something collapses under you or something
Yes.
like that. Like,
and it's increasingly ridiculous and complicated. But the thing is, they're also simplistic enough in design that you can feasibly get the 3 stars every time. And the more stars you got, the more, like, you had to have a certain amount of stars before progressing on. And granted, if you get 3 star every time, you're always going to have enough. But at the same time, you could unlock hidden levels or extra bonuses. And I'm like, we need to complete this game because it's doable. It's not like it's like playing Dark Souls on Expert. It's like, we can do this. The system is there.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can get a 2-star run on our first try, we can get a 3-star run on our third try.
It's funny
And
because it's like that. It's like it makes you make a game plan. If you go into an Overcooked level just like not looking at what's coming up ahead, you're screwed.
Yeah.
You are so screwed. My friend will not let me live this down. There was a part where we didn't really plan ahead, or like the only solution we could find was throwing stuff on the floor because there's not enough plates, there's not enough ovens, and it's just, you will not let me live this down. It was like, I just started screaming. I was like, I guess we're making stuff on the floor now, because I was getting so mad because we had no plan, and it's just timer going down. It really tests you.
Yeah.
Also, the most like you know that you've lost your mind playing this game when you hold like the cursor over the next level, and it gives you a really small picture of the general layout of the map, and you get up out of your chair, go to the TV, and smash your face against the screen just to see what the picture looks like.
Yep.
So you can think, okay, we need a person in this corner, and that's where the ovens are, and that's where the steamer is.
I do
that's
remember
insane.
whenever we would approach a level though, the first time we did it, especially by the time we got to like World 3, we would be horrendous the first time.
Yes.
Because you and I would just never have, but like by like the third time, we usually got in a system. But like that frustration element is so addicting that you're just like, we need to do it. I was never one of the people that was like, we need to get 3 stars. I'm just like, let's just beat the levels and
And
just
then
keep
there was
going,
me.
please.
I was like, we could totally do it though.
I mean,
then-
when you're 2 hours into it and there's a defeated feeling that that 3 stars goal
Yeah.
fades away.
Yeah, that's when you stop and regroup and switch to anything else.
Yeah, it was just, and then there's also those levels where like if you spend like a certain amount of time in an area, like there's like a barrier that comes up, you can't go across to the other side of the kitchen. So like sometimes when like you and me would be on one side of the kitchen with like a lot of crafts on the other side, and then we'd be blocked off from going over there for like
Yeah.
30 seconds. And be like, well, this is a waste. Like,
I forgot. I wanted to tell you guys. I did. Speaking of Overcooked, I found its spiritual successor. Not like by the same company. or
is it
anything.
Cooking Mama?
No, it's not Cooking Mama. That's the grandfather in this equation. I was browsing the Xbox Game Pass store with Grace like a month or 2 ago, and we tried it, and it's like it gave me the exact same feel, but it's called Moving Out, and it's the same concept as Overcooked, but you're a moving company.
Ooh.
So you have to completely pack up an entire house full of belongings, as well as complete secondary objectives to get the 3
You know,
stars.
if it's on Steam.
I don't know if it's
I'll
on
have to
Steam. It
check.
probably is.
Remind me
but
later.
It's called Moving
I just
Out.
want to make a public service announcement, by the way, before we move on to the next game. I hate to interrupt. I'm looking at our Instagram right now. You know the question that we had last episode, what's the most overrated TV show?
Yes.
And you know how I said The Office, and everyone was like, "You're gonna get shredded for that."
Yes.
Guess who's winning 11-4 right now?
Oh my god.
People agree.
Listen. Okay. Public service announcement for the public service announcement. Stop giving Matt all of the victories. He's wrong half the time, and you all say that.
If I win today, I clinch a victory because I won 3, Kyle's won 2 so far, so this will clinch it for me.
What is annoying about those polls is, like, you'll say a bad answer, and people will submit, like, their own responses of, like, yeah, it's totally not what Matt said. But then they'll vote for him anyways. No matter who his opponent is.
People have their favorite.
People just vote for you, even though they will all say, like, we all agree that Matt's wrong, but we're still going to put a vote in for him. I'm like, this is the worst election system ever. We got to figure out a way to fix this.
Yep. People like me. What can I say? But yeah, Overcooked is a very frustrating game. The other game I want to talk about, though, for party games, in terms of games people have heard about, is a game similarly how Jarett introduced me to Muddle Dash. Sean introduced me to a game. It's actually gaining some traction. Ultimate Chicken Horse.
I'm at a loss. What is that?
We are playing this after we're done.
We'll play this
Okay.
Ultimate Chicken Horse is an abomination of two of the most simple playground-style games ever. So what it is...
You hate this game?
I love this game, but
it's an abomination.
It is an abomination, but that's why I love it. So it's horse and chicken. If you're not familiar with these, chicken is like, oh, go do this, and if you're not, you're chicken. And then horse is do exactly what I do the same way until one of us can't do it. So Ultimate Chicken Horse is you're a bunch of barnyard animals, and you simply have to get across the map from point A to point B. Every turn, you guys get an object out of a box that you just all grab at the same time, and you can put it on the course to make it harder or easier. And the whole point is for you to be the only person to get to the end every time and score points.
Yes.
And it sounds really simple, but you get maps where they're like crumbling medieval bridges, nuclear power plants.
You get maps where there's no where the gravity's reverse, and you have to, if you jump, like you go back up onto a It's really, really weird. There's also a map where it's called Dance Party, where the map is like flashing these different like patterns, and like half the screen will be blacked out because like of strobe lights or something. There's another map, the nuclear power plant, where you're consistently on an elevator going up. Yep. And you have to try to like avoid and dodge stuff as you go up based on what people place.
And also you get objects to put down. Like some things are simple, like hay bales or boxes, but then you get like spinning buzz saws, hockey puck shooters.
Hockey puck shooter, yeah.
You get all manner.
There's also bonuses
nasty
you could put. Like you could put down a coin, where if you pick up the coin and then you get to the finish line, you get bonus points. But then there's
if you're me, you have an unhealthy obsession with getting the coin.
You could also put ice on a platform to make it more slippery. You could put what's the other like really? Oh, the black hole. Yeah. There's a jetpack that you can get and then just fly to the end. It's very overpowered.
It's wacky and crazy. And Jarett, you have to join us for a game after this recording is over.
Very intrigued.
It's a lot of fun. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts.
It's a lot of fun.
Wonderful. We play it all the time here in Apartment C1. So.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. Ultimate Chicken Horse is a really good one, though. I wanted to bring that one up because that one's like awesome. And then obviously there's Mario Party.
Yeah, the big three: Mario Party, Mario Kart, and Smash Brothers.
It's so much easier now. Like the Switch, just the local party night has changed forever because you can just bring your Switch, and it's like not even a thing. Like
it's incredible how just the word Switch is now just associated with a like Switch is a very common word, but like now it's just like bring the Switch, and everyone knows exactly what like that console. I thought it was gonna be a failure.
It's everything the Wii U wasn't.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Because Nintendo was coming off the Wii U, and I'm like, it's just another gimmick console where you can do like two things in one. It's not going to do anything. Props to Nintendo, though, because the console is actually very smart in its design, and what really took off that console was the party games. Smash Ultimate, Mario Kart 8, Party. Like, it's like all that stuff has really just taken that. Animal Crossing, even though it's not really a party game, it's a game, what sold it for it's a game that you can play with other people online and collaborate with. It's not necessarily, I wouldn't call Animal Crossing a party game.
No.
But it's definitely a collaborative online experience. And those are what sold that console. But similar to your point, the Switch, it's changed everything.
Like, even Mario Kart, it's the same one as the Wii U version, but just because they listened to their fans in designing the next console, they were able to even release Mario Kart 8 Ultimate again, and it's even better than it ever was.
Yep.
On a new console.
Absolutely.
And Smash Ultimate was, it's the next Smash game, but it was also an ode to the franchise of Smash Brothers. I mean, it's every single fighter that's ever been any of the games, and people have had the long-running debate of which Smash is the best. People will say the original. People will say Melee. People will see
Brawl.
Brawl.
And
That's
then there's 4. There's 5, right? There's 5 games.
Yes, it's
Yes.
N64, which is the original. It's Melee, Brawl. There was Wii U /3DS.
Yeah.
And now Ultimate. And we have this wonderful debate through the years of like, which one's the best? Well, Ultimate technically does it all.
No, Ultimate is the best in terms of what it offers.
Yes.
We all have our preferences in terms of like because obviously nostalgia is a big thing. Because my favorite is and forever shall be Melee, because that's the one I grew up with. It's the one I played the most. And it's the one that I was like just super passionate about. Brawl is a very close second.
Brawl's mine.
And
Brawl's
Ultimate for me, I love that game, but I don't personally own a Switch, so I don't have a lot of opportunities to play it. And I feel like that's just kind of unfortunate because I know this game's incredible, but like I can really only play it when there's someone who has a Switch that I'm playing it with, because I don't have one. But yeah.
There are illegal ports that you can get for the computer. It's kind of fun.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there are. Yeah, I'm sure there are.
But which Smash is your favorite, Jarett?
My favorite. I mean, I guess I just have to go with Ultimate. I mean, I've gone back to the other ones I've played. I haven't played Melee in a while, actually. But, I mean, Melee's where I started. Probably everyone our age, if they were a Smash player. And I would just grind forever on Melee. But I think Ultimate does everything that I wanted more from Melee, because Brawl and Smash 4 didn't really do that for me. They added more, like, combat-wise, so, like, I guess it added more to the fighting and to the play styles, but not in a way that, like, had the fast-paced kind of party feel of Melee. But Melee was also good because it had skill to it, and it also had party feel. But Ultimate does all of that in its own package, which I think Ultimate's probably the best one I would whip out. And it's the best one to make tournaments out of, I think so.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, plus it has every character. So like, Brawl, for example, when that came out, like, yeah, there were a lot of great characters that they added, but they also got rid of some. Like, Roy wasn't in that one. Mewtwo wasn't in that. Pichu wasn't in that. I'm trying to think who else was in Melee that wasn't carried over. So there were a decent, like, from game to game, some characters dropped out, some characters were added. Ultimate is literally everybody.
Yeah.
So
and then some.
And then then you get the DLCs.
The DLCs for Smash Ultimate.
Isn't there
perplex
one?
me.
There's one more,
There
right?
are 2 more. There are 2 more fighters coming to the pass.
I'm telling you right now, if they add Chief, that game is going to absolutely explode more than it ever has already.
It needs to be Chief for one of the slots, and I'm upset because
I think Doom Guy would be a good pick.
It's
but I don't think it's going to be Doom Guy.
I don't think it's going to be Doom
Do you think it's going to be Sora?
Okay.
Sora would be really cool.
Here's the problem with that, Matt.
What about or Donald Duck?
I hate you. I hate you so much. Okay, here's the problem with that. And I'll answer your concern.
He tosses his hat like a boomerang. That's like his being over.
So the problem with having Sora in Smash is like I want this. I've wanted Sora in Smash Brothers from Kingdom Hearts for so long. The problem with that is on the Smash Pass that has come out, they have to they're doing it by companies. They're doing it by franchises.
Yes.
So like if they did more than 1 or more than 2 characters from a franchise from the same company, it would just be bias would be accused that they have to keep it fair, which I admire that.
Yeah.
And my hopes were dashed because of Mithra Pira. Was that their name? The newest Smash Pass. It's this girl. I think it's from the Fate series. It's a character that can switch between 2 echoes of herself because we needed another Echo sword fighter that's also an Echo in and of itself. And when I saw that character come out, my hope was dashed because that's the second Square Enix fighter because the first was Sephiroth. Sephiroth was a cool addition. I didn't really care about Cloud when he came out, but then he became like part of it, and I'm like, all right, you're here. You weren't my first pick, but meh. And then Sephiroth, I'm like, that's fitting because we have Mario Bowser, Link Ganondorf, so on and so forth. Even Donkey Kong has K. Rool now. So Sephiroth makes sense. I'm just a bit sad. So I was hoping for Sora. I was really hoping for it because I've loved Kingdom Hearts since I was a kid. And then we got Mithra Pira. I don't even know if that's the right name because I don't care. But now that I know that the double Square Enix slot has been taken, my hopes have been dashed.
What game is Sephiroth from?
Final Fantasy.
Oh, okay.
Final Fantasy.
Sorry, I never played Final Fantasy. And then
7.
And then Pyra and Mithra are from
Fate?
something.
Question mark? I don't know. I really don't. I've never played their game. So
Xenoblade
Chronicles.
Chronicles.
It's Xenoblade. Yeah, it's the same place as Shulk, because Shulk appeared in their trailer.
Yeah.
But I knew that with the second Square Enix slot being taken by them, Sora will probably never be in this Smash Pass, unless they really are biased and they wanted to buy out their third Square Enix slot. Which means that he most likely would be the final reveal, because of the 2 slots. They're not going to do 2 Square Enix characters back to back. They'll be accused of favoritism much quicker than they would if they did Sora at all.
Yeah.
So, if in a world where Sora is completely ruled out, my hope is I want Chief to be one of the slots, preferably
that would
next.
have to be the last one.
It's either the last or the next. I want Chief in one of those slots, and then I want Crash Bandicoot.
That's what everyone.
Okay,
that's
if
what
they
everyone
do
I
Crash,
assume.
then they have to do Crash and Spyro.
They can't do both, I think, though. Like, they have to choose one. And
Really?
Crash is the smarter choice.
I would go with Crash, because you already have a lot of, like, I feel like Spyro would just be the same as, like, Ripley.
No, Spyro's this little small purple dragon.
Well, I understand, but they're both, like, winged things.
I
Like, they might
know.
have similar
I don't
movesets.
think it would be the same.
I don't think it's Spyro.
It'd be more like Pikachu if it was.
Yeah, he'd be
Okay,
way
fair
closer
enough.
to Pikachu's kit
Sorry,
if we had
Ridley,
to clone
not
him.
Ripley. Ripley's the character from Alien.
Ripley's, believe it or not,
Yeah, no, this Fighter Pass, it's so far been Min Min, Steve,
Why?
Steve/Alex from Minecraft, and then Sephiroth and then Pyra and Mithra. The first Fighter Pass was Joker, Hero, Terry, Byleth, and Banjo-Kazooie.
this is the strangest lineup, too. Like,
It really is.
We got Steve from Minecraft. That's so surreal.
yeah.
That's Steve. That was really funny.
Does-
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Like,
Cool.
I remember seeing the trailer and thinking, there's no goddamn way. Like,
It looks like an April Fool's.
it
joke.
looked like an April Fool's joke. I was like, there's no way.
When you
There-
get hit
there's-
with Jigglypuff's sleep, you literally go into a Minecraft bed.
Yep.
It's so
Yeah.
funny.
It feels weird and wrong. I love Minecraft. Minecraft's a game I've played for
It
years.
just-
But
It just feels like we've entered an alternate universe.
yes, it
Like
feels
that-
like something's not right
Something
here.
is just a little off.
I've never ever pictured in my life Mario and Steve standing next to each other, and then I saw it happen and it felt wrong. Like, ugh. Also, who cared about Min Min? Name me one single person who cared about Min Min. Can't do it.
Silence.
There's
Silence.
also someone predicting that they might add Dr. Robotnik.
That would be neat because it would round out the villains cast
They might
mostly.
They said I read that. I'm also reading Crash Bandicoot as well. Trying to read obviously Doom Guy and Chief or Pipe Dreams. I think.
I feel like if they're gonna pick one, they gotta pick Chief.
I don't think they're gonna pick either because I feel like Chief. I feel like that's just too good to be true.
Yeah, but they
Granted-
gave us Steve.
Granted, I'm not a Halo. I've never owned an Xbox, so it's not like I could have ever played a Halo game. But that'd be really cool if they had Chief. Because Master Chief has basically now become probably, I think, one of the top 5 most iconic video game characters of all time.
Oh, absolutely.
Easily. I don't think there's any argument. Like, he's up there now with, like, Mario and Link and Sonic and all them. Like, he's there. And I think he's really the only modern game character that you can even put in that class. I don't think there's anyone in, like, the last
Like, he
10
represented, like, the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And,
The
and
only one-
Microsoft, like...
The only one I think that could maybe give him a run for his money would be maybe like Kratos from God of War.
See,
But even then, I don't know if he's like that status.
Kratos didn't feel, like, exclusive enough. Like
Exactly.
Like, Master Chief
and
was,
Nathan
like,
Drake, I don't think either.
also the argument I want to throw in, which is also an argument of why there are characters in this game that I didn't want at all, is Smash is most commonly played by groups of families and friends, yeah, and there's a lot of adults that play it, but overall it's a Nintendo game. Nintendo's largest market is kids. Younger teenagers and younger kids. A child who's, let's say, 12 or 13 picks up Smash Bros. And they see characters like Mario, they see Pikachu, they see things like that. Like, okay, yeah. And then they might be persuaded to go play those games. So, a kid who plays Pikachu a lot is going to go play Pokemon. A kid who plays Link a lot is going to go play Legend of Zelda. And so on and so forth. You'll get Sonic fans, you'll get things like that. But then you get characters like, let's say we throw Kratos in there. I don't know about y'all, but I've played the old God of War games, and they deserve their ratings for being M. They really do. And there are kids out there that are going to be like...
Do you want to put that in kids'
Yeah, do you want to
faces.
throw that in them? Like, I understand, like, this is
No,
why I think
that's a
Chief is
good
a smarter
point.
decision than Doom Guy, because Doom Guy is basically slapstick comedy with extreme gore at this point.
What about like Gordon from Half-Life?
That would be good. That would be fine. That'd be fine, but we're never going to get him, because that's a dumb pick, but that'd be more acceptable
How
than
about
Doom
Heavy
Guy.
from TF2?
See, that would be cool. That would be cool, because that's PC gaming
I
at its
think
finest.
personally, I think Crash Bandicoot might happen. I think that's probably
That's,
I think
in
that might
my
be the
circles,
surest
that's
bet.
what I hear.
Crash
That'd be the
Bandicoot is
surest
my
bet.
number one go-to, and I would like to see Chief, because
And his
even though...
moveset would be really freaking cool.
Yeah, Chiefs games also were T&M at certain points, and while they got their M rating, it wasn't because of blood, gore, or sexual themes like Kratos' games were. It was simply just Space Marine being Space Marine shoot aliens. Like that's why, because it had themes of war, not themes that were graphic for a child in other ways. Like I think I'm gonna ruin everyone's day right here. Bayonetta, I don't think Bayonetta should have been in Smash, because I'm gonna point this out to you. Her game is nothing but innuendo after innuendo after innuendo. Also, the bodysuit in that game's lore, and I'm ashamed to know this just because I soak in every bit of video game lore ever. They're like witches kind of sect, doesn't believe in trimming their hair, so they just use it in magical ways. That's why you see the vortexes around all their attacks in Smash. The bodysuit, it's not clothing. That's hair.
Just hair.
It's magically woven hair with different beads and things like that. Yeah, it's just hair. She's naked. Have fun with that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I mean, so is Zero Suit Samus. It's been a thing of Nintendo this whole time.
Yeah, but there's a difference between it's an actual piece of clothing and this is just hair that I wear as clothing. That's coming from myself. She's just naked. Like there's a difference between little to the imagination and naked.
But who's more of a slut, Bayonetta or Lola Bunny?
Oh my god. Probably your worst moment on this show.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. So, any other party games we want to get to, or do you want to just segue right into our mains? Because we do have a couple.
Our mains.
Yeah.
Because we had an idea, because we figured this topic is so broad that we couldn't do a bloodbath this week, just because what the hell, but the questions would just be so zany and so non-connected that there wouldn't be a through line in terms of like a topic. So we each decided we would each pick something that we wanted to rank, compile, discuss. So Sean's idea, which we'll start with now and then we'll get into Jarett and I's, is to rank our top 5 personal Smash user characters, our mains. So, who wants to start?
I don't know. I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
I guess I'll go first because I was the one who just.
So these
went
are our
off on a
top
tangent.
5 personal favorite characters to play as in Smash.
So we're going 5-1.
Yeah.
In terms of increasing.
We all know who your number 1 is, so just tell us 5 through 2.
5 through 2 for me in order of ascending playing is Ness, K. Rool, DDD, and Bowser.
So you're a heavy.
I'm a heavyweight, and now your thing is like, wait, 3 of those are heavyweights, and then there's Ness. So the only reason I put Ness on here is over any other heavyweight like Donkey Kong is because I started playing Smash on the N64. It was my first ever exposure to Smash, and by the time I had combed through the whole roster, there wasn't exactly a heavyweight in that game except for Donkey Kong.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time I had gotten to Ness, I was like, there's something different about this guy. And I started playing him a bunch, and I loved Ness's feel back then. He's not exactly great nowadays, but every once in a while, I'll try and dust off the N64 skills and throw Ness into a match. But the other 3, self-explanatory. I love heavyweight characters in that game. DDD and Bowser and K. Rool in any order. I mean, it was hard to pick an order for them. All 3 of them bring different lovable quirks to the table. Plus, I also love being on 300 damage %, and everyone's mad because I'm not dead yet.
Yeah.
So,
And then your number 1?
Well, I thought we were all doing number 1s after.
Okay, we'll do number 1.
Okay. Alright. Number 5 for me, Roy, Pikachu, Wolf, and Yoshi. Those are my 4.
Yoshi.
It's a varied pick list.
I like that, though. That's good.
A lot of those have been in my rotation. They're all very weird in that they're all not heavies and not light. Like, I had to find a very specific vein of Smash character to match my play style. Because I play very aggressively, but I don't play exactly defensively or offensively. I'm very weird. So, I had to find these weird combination of characters. And Yoshi, I love him because that down B goes through platforms, and everybody forgets that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing that makes Yoshi really broken.
Well, I don't just do that, but like You know what I mean? Never mind.
Yeah, it's a tactic. It's a good tactic.
Yeah, it's something that everybody forgets, and it's like, just makes people mad.
All right, so my number 5 is Snake. 4. This is the one that everyone laughs at when I pick this character, but he's the only one, the new character in Ultimate that I really fell in love with. Pac-Man.
Yeah.
I really like playing as Pac-Man. I don't know why. I've gotten used to him, and I've gotten many wins as Pac-Man.
Well, you have to tell the story.
Well,
why Pac-Man made it.
3 is Pit and 2 is Samus. But in terms of Pac-Man, so I was playing a game against, was it Adam or was it you?
It was all 4 of us.
No, Andrew wasn't in there though. Oh yeah, no, it was
Yeah, it was all 4 of us.
So it came down to me as Pac-Man and who was Game & Watch?
We played randoms.
Yes.
It was an all randoms game.
That was the game that I
remember.
That's the game that I realized I'm good as Pac-Man because I was able to really hold my own against good fighters and good players like you, Adam, and Jarett. But you were as Game & Watch and I was Pac-Man, and we were both on very high damage percentage and 1 stock left. So it was just whoever kills each other first wins. And you hit a 9 hammer.
I hit him with a 9 hammer.
But somehow, I think I used like my B and I think I had my A.
It was your side B. It was your side B.
I think it was my side A.
No, it was your side B because like you had
That's right. It was the
so Pac-Man's side B for this game, for anyone who doesn't know, is he creates a Pac Dot trail and then just runs through the trail in that direction.
Yep.
We didn't realize that when he does that, he actually has super armor on, so attacks don't deal damage to him while he's in that thrust.
It did the animation, like the killing animation of Game & Watch hitting Pac-Man with a 9 hammer, but then it immediately cut to the animation of Pac-Man hitting Game & Watch with his side B, and Pac-Man, I won as Pac-Man.
So a 9 hammer.
Insane.
The 9 hammer completely negated. Like, nothing went through because of the super armor. And the 9 hammer, for people who don't play Smash, or at least don't play Game & Watch, 9 hammer is this randomly generated 1 through 9 like hit side B for Game & Watch. And each number corresponds to a different effect. And if you hit a 9, it's pretty much a guaranteed instant kill.
Yeah.
So I wasted a random spin on the wheel of an instant kill on a super armor.
Yep.
And ever since then, he's played Pac-Man.
Yeah.
So.
But 3 is Pit, because I really like playing as Pit. I just enjoy that character. That was the new character in Brawl that I really fell in love with, him and Snake. And then 2 and also 1 are both original characters, which you'll see what my number 1 is. But 2 is Samus, because I also really like playing as Samus. And, especially in Brawl, when they added in the Zero Suit Samus, after you use your final smash thing with that huge like laser cannon that he shoots, and then you turn to Zero Suit Samus. 2 characters in 1, and they're both really effective. So, yeah. Samus is my number 2.
Fair enough. I guess I'll give the number 1 first then.
We all know what it is.
It's Ike.
Yeah, we all know.
So, I love Ike so much. Granted, I'm not a fan of a lot of the swordsmen, and I know there's a lot of swordsmen, but I'm not a fan of a lot of the swordsmen in Smash games. I like most of them, but they're just meh to me. But the great thing about Ike is Ike's moveset is probably the simplest of all the people on my list. It's just a dash with the sword, a guard reflect, and a like smash down attack. And then he gets his geyser erupt for his flat B. And it's a simple kit, but the great thing about it is he's the heaviest weighted swordsman in the game. And he has one of the longest reaches of a swordsman just on the basic melee attacks. Like, we all know there are characters out there with incredible ranges like Duck Hunt Dog and Simon and things like that can hit you across the map in annoying ways. But the reach of Ike's sword is fun. The damage it can put out is fun. You can, like, triple hit a character and send them into the 100s. And I love the character. I'm going to sit in the center of the map and just defend, and I'll win like that with Ike. It's so much fun.
Jarett, you're number 1.
All right. I'm going to give an honorable mention to... it's not on my list. I don't know why I didn't think about it, because it's usually a meme character, but I play so well at it. It's Piranha Plant. That's my honorable mention. I can't tell if I'm good at it or it's just so broken. But the bee that sends out the little spike ball, I'm so good at timing that and the arc of it to just be the best edge guard. It is the easiest edge guard you could ever pull off, and it makes competitive people so angry. So that's my honorable mention. But my number 1 is Samus.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that's your number 2. I haven't seen you play Samus.
Samus is fun.
Samus is fun, and it's probably the only character that makes me feel competitively valid, because there's always that one person that's like at the party that plays Smash and practices. So like you need to have a character that you feel good at it, and Samus definitely does that for me.
Yeah. My number 1 is the character that it was my main before I knew what mains were. Because when I was playing Super Smash Bros. Melee, I was just trying desperately to just figure out what characters were fun to play with. And I found this one character, and I never stopped playing as this character, and that's Link. I know it's basic, but that's just the character that made me fall in love with Smash. And he's my number one just because I can pretty much play a match as Link with my eyes closed at this point because I just know all of his strengths. I know all of it. It's just
you like regular Link.
Yeah,
which Link is it?
Regular.
Because there's 4 of them now.
Okay.
Well, yeah. There's what? Toon Link, Young Link, regular Link.
I love Young
That
Link.
might be it.
That's my favorite.
That's the ones from Melee.
Yeah.
And then Toon Link was in Brawl, and then the regular Link's been in all of them. What's the 4th one?
It might just be 3, and I could be exaggerating.
Yeah, I think there's only 3. But no, the regular Link. Young Link's fun, though, but I am a big fan of just plain base Link. And I also like the fact that his look changes from game to game.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's that plain, because especially the new one, like new bombs, new trinkets.
Yeah.
Link's added.
And I'd argue that the most iconic move in Smash Brothers is his up B.
Dorio? Wait, no, that's Ganondorf.
That's Ganondorf.
Wait, what am I thinking?
The grass
when he
cutting move from all the
spins
games.
One of the grunts.
Yeah.
One
Either
of
that
the
or
ones.
Falcon Punch, but like
Same
that's
game.
just a meme at this point. Along with the freaking Ganondorf punch that
The Wizard's Punch, yeah.
where if you're at like 60% damage and he hits you, will kill you anyway. It's send you into oblivion.
Yeah. Also the lovable like Kirby. I'm gonna like use the inhale and then jump off. The
Honorable
map.
mention, by the way, for me for Pikachu. I was on your list as well. I do enjoy playing as Pikachu as well. But yeah,
It's fair.
all right. So I guess I will do now the thing that I brought to the table. So I decided it'd be fun. We haven't really talked about Mario Kart yet, and that's like the game that like most people are like, oh, you have a Switch. Do you have Mario Kart? Like, it's just one of those things.
Yeah. Any console.
It was
Mario
it was
Kart
the
has to
game
be on
along with Wii Sports that the Wii was kind of marketed on. Mario Kart Wii. It was pretty much that game, and Mario Kart's just been a huge part of our culture. So I figured, let's not rank courses because that's just easy. We can just say, oh, well, our favorite course is blah blah blah. Let's craft the perfect Grand Prix. So we're picking 4 courses, not necessarily our 4 favorites, but the 4 that we think would just be sequentially a great string of 4 races to pick the trophy winner. I feel like that's a lot cooler. And we're going to do something different. We're each going to propose our 4 courses, and then collaboratively, we're going to debate and pick one unified Grand Prix that the 3 of us agree on. The stage is set. The rules are set.
All right.
I guess I'll start.
You present your case.
Okay. So I actually picked 4 courses from 4 different games, which I think is interesting. I didn't intend to do this. It just kind of happened. So my first course in the Grand Prix. Usually you want to start a Grand Prix with a pretty much level-headed course. You don't want to get into the astrophysical or the sci-fi or weird locations. You just kind of want to be grounded when you first start. And most Grand Prix start with like a circuit, like Luigi's Circuit, Daisy's Circuit, Mario's Circuit, you name it. But I'm not going to pick a circuit. I am going to pick a course that is grounded in reality. That's Delfino Square. We're going to start at Delfino Square. It's a nice course, very light, very bright, very fun. Then, course 2, we're getting into the more zany. We're adding more features to the course that are very different. I'm going with Wii's Koopa Cape as my second course. Third course, we need another one at a destination different from Koopa Cape, and we also need a cannon blaster. In my opinion, a cannon blaster course is essential. You need one that has like that feature that just launches you, like a Maple Tree Way, or like Wii's Rainbow Road. But I'm going with GameCube's DK Mountain, which I believe was brought back in 3DS remastered. It was in GameCube originally, but DK Mountain is one of my favorite ones because basically you start on this one island and then you're shot up in a cannon and you have to then make your way back down the mountain. Oh no, and it was in Wii. I'm an idiot. It was brought back in Wii. And then last but not least, you can't end Mario Kart Grand Prix, the perfect one, without a Rainbow Road. So I'm picking N64 Rainbow Road to end my Grand Prix. And that is my course.
Name your circuit.
Can it get back to me on that?
All right, we'll go back. All right, I'm gonna call mine Chaos Circuit because that's the energy I like.
Well, the Chaos Cup, right?
Oh, Chaos Cup.
Chaos
Oh,
Cup.
That's
Cup.
so much better.
Yeah, the
Okay.
Chaos Cup.
The
Okay,
Chaos.
okay.
So it
Can we
starts
all-
with Green Hill Zone for Sonic.
I don't know why I like these courses, but we'll get to that. Let's start out again a little plain, but I like it. It's Excite Bike. It's crazy.
Nice.
There's things to slow you
Good
down,
pick.
things to speed you up. Plenty of opportunity to do tricks. There's like little layers to it, but it's still a simple roundabout course. All right, next we're gonna go a little more adventurous in the map. We're gonna go Cheeseland. This is a
Of all places,
this is a good one to make other people angry. There's
Cheeseland.
plenty of shortcuts, and everybody hates it. So why not bring it
Was
out?
Excite Bike in that was in Mario Kart 8, right? That's the newest one.
I think it's a new one.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay. Just wanted to clarify.
Cheeseland started on the Game Boy Advance.
That's an
one.
older one,
That-
yeah,
Yes.
but they
Those
remastered
are
it for
much
8.
older.
That's
Yeah,
why-
it definitely doesn't look like a Game Boy Advance course anymore. Third one. Now we're gonna test people because we've gone a little adventurous. We're going Baby Park.
Yes! Oh, I love that
'Cause
pick.
What's
I love
better
that
than
pick.
what's better than 7 times around a circle to really just
Yeah.
and because even if you're in the lead, it doesn't matter.
No,
it's,
no,
it's,
it
it's
is-
Baby Park.
That
and-
is the utter. That's the
And
epitome of
10th
chaos.
place can get a green shell and be 2 feet behind you and just chuck it, and first place is gone.
Yep.
Yep.
It's a little bit of luck and a little bit of strategic resource planning.
It's also for sure the shortest bullet bill you'll ever have if you get one.
Yes, absolutely.
and kind of anticlimactic, but I picked N64 Rainbow Road as well because you need a Rainbow Road to finish out Chaos Circuit.
Yes,
Wait, is
Jarett.
there a more chaotic Rainbow Road?
There's definitely some more chaotic
Well,
Rainbow Roads.
the thing with Rainbow Road is that with the more recent games, they've now turned it into Outer Space Road. So like
Yeah.
you go on like the moon and like it's not Moon Road, it's Rainbow Road.
It's
like
yeah.
you're all-
the best Rainbow Roads in my opinion. I was going back and forth between N64 and the Wii
Yes.
Rainbow Road. I think the Wii Rainbow Road is also really good. But similarly to what I said, you need a cannon blast. I didn't want 2 of them because Rainbow Road and Wii has that like star shooter thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like having too much of that in a Grand Prix might be a bit too much.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
me.
You want to race, not
Exactly.
Yeah, Rainbow Road's
Transport.
not. I put it on there because it's not like, again, not to force the chaos thing, but it's like it actually takes skill, like to resource and like you can't just use up all your mushrooms.
Yes.
You
And-
really need to think on a Rainbow Road.
Yeah.
I'm calling my cup, by the way, the Zany Cup.
Zany Cup.
The Zany Cup.
Zany Cup.
Because it's just zany. Like you're going like waterfall, you're going down a mountain, you're in a rainbow, you're in like Delfino Square. It's just
Like it.
Zany
Alright.
Cup. So the Zany Cup, the Chaos Cup. What you got over here?
So I'm calling mine the Nature Cup because I didn't
Okay.
realize the theme. I've realized late there was a theme that I kind of like accidentally my way into.
Okay.
I guess I can either call. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna call it the name. I'm gonna call it the. Actually, a better name. Actually, look now that I'm looking at it, is the Hazards Cup.
Okay.
I'm calling it the Hazards Cup. We're starting off on like our easy one is Calamari Desert from N64. It's a simple one, yeah, but there's also the wonderful aspect of you're in the desert. There's the chance the train could come along at 2 points in the map and just completely destroy you and cut off the race for a bit of time. And if you go off that little path that is the track, there's the sand, the desert. The actual desert will slow you down. So a red shell, a blue shell, a banana peel, you're gonna lose more than just your one place. You're not gonna go from 3 to 4, you're gonna go from 3 to 7 because you stopped on the banana peel and got flung into the dirt and then have to get back to the main track.
Yep.
So you have to be able to not only resource manage, but you have to know the timing of the train, and you have to stick to the center of the lane just to keep your odds the best.
Good pick.
My second is Sherbert Land. I know we're already cranking up the difficulty a lot, but Sherbert Land, in my opinion, is one of those tracks that represents hazards better than anything. It takes skill to navigate through Sherbert Land. The ice,
The tunnel part.
the
like
tunnel
all those,
part
like,
is annoying.
yeah.
The tunnel part is like this fine art to me because if you're like me and you play on manual, which is to say
Well,
a
yeah,
psychopath,
You have to.
you can drift in a very certain way to just get one long moon-shaped drift and go through the tunnel completely unscathed and then boost out of the tunnel. If you screw that up, you've lost all your places because you have to get around a penguin and a pillar and a bunch of other stuff. But it's a perfect example of I need to not just plan resource management, I need to know every turn and hazard. I also need to plan for the ice. So you're just completely screwed.
And on that point, why is there even an option that's not manual? Because
Yeah.
you can't take any shortcuts, and some maps just don't work if you're forced to stay in the middle of the road.
Exactly.
Okay, continue.
But going from extreme heat to extreme cold, we're going to take a break. I'm bringing you to Airship Fortress. Because now it's no longer the environment. It's now everything has been designed to kill you at all times.
I like that.
Cannons, bullet bills, cannonballs, extremely narrow corridors going through the engine room. And you can fall off the map at certain points. And we all hate when Lakitu has to scoop our asses up and drop us back in the middle of the court. So, the Airship Fortress is a perfect... There's no longer the environment at you. It's everything is designed to kill you. And you have to plan the safest route, but also the fastest route through this course.
Is his name pronounced Lakitu?
Lakitu.
That was Lakitu.
I could be completely wrong, but I've always said
It's
Lakitu.
probably
I thought it was Lakitu. I could be wrong. Keep going.
Fair enough. And and I find this hilarious because my ender was a Rainbow Road, and it was N64's Rainbow Road.
Okay.
We all three said Rainbow
So,
Road.
I mean, I guess at that point we've all agreed on we need a Rainbow Road to finish.
Can I just
it.
say one thing? I am shocked none of us had Coconut Mall on this thing.
I actually, when I was writing this list, I put Coconut Mall in there instead of Sherbet Land. But I'm like, no, that's too easy.
I knew I wanted... I guess we can start defending now. I knew I wanted Delfino and DK Mountain as 1 and 3. It was the 2 spot I was going back and forth on, and I was between Koopa Cape, I was between Coconut Mall, and the other one was from DS TikTok Clock.
That's a
the
good
other
one, too.
So I went with Koopa Cape, though, and I really think that's a good one. But I guess we can now start debating. So, should we just go, like, spot by spot? Because we already know what the number 4 is. Because we all said the same one.
So, just real quick, let's talk about why. I think N64's Rainbow Road is perfect, not just because of, like, it's not the craziest Rainbow Road, but it's still difficult.
Yes.
There's guardrails, it's just long. And it's a to B race. It's not a circuit. You know, I think that this Rainbow Road is perfect because of its length. You're always adapting to what's in front of you. You're not like saying I have to pass that banner next time. So it's a drag race of sorts.
And I feel like because of that, there can't be another drag race. Thankfully, we don't have another one of those in here. Where like they're all circuits now.
Yeah, there's only one other drag race map I can think of besides another Rainbow Road.
Well, there's
the Wahoo, Mecha Wahoo.
Wahoo. There's also Mount Wario from Mario Kart 8.
True, that is drag race.
And there was...
there's a couple.
Yeah. I think there's a few more.
But
we were just
the drag race is such a limited factor that it really should just belong to the Rainbow Road. Also, N64 had the constellations of all the characters in the sky.
Yes.
So it's an ode to Mario Kart.
Yes.
Besides being a Rainbow
It also
Road
had
show.
a great remaster in Mario Kart 8.
Oh, yes.
Because they brought it back.
It was
and
beautiful.
They made it like really like pristine and clean.
Yeah.
But I guess we can now start defending our picks.
All right.
So...
I don't know. Which should we fight on like what's gonna be the starter?
Okay,
so
we gotta start.
You said Calamari Desert.
I said Calamari Desert.
You said Excite Bike.
Yeah.
And I said Delfino Square.
Yes. I don't mean to shoot down Excite Bite really quickly.
No, it's out of those three. I mean,
I want to vouch for Delfino really quick, even though. Okay, well, hold on. Is Calamari Desert the opener in any?
It is an opener.
Because Delfino's not, but I feel like it works better as an opener. It's usually the second one, but I feel like you need to go from progressively more difficult, and I feel like Calamari Desert is so hard to start.
That's fair, but it was a starter back in the day.
I understand that, but like I feel like Delfino, I guess Jarett's really the deciding factor because you already surrendered your pick.
Yeah.
Excite Bike is great, but it hurts.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just like it because people are like, oh, it's a racetrack. No.
No.
It's Excite Bike, and if you ever tried to play the NES version or played it on Animal Crossing GameCube and tried to play Excite Bike, you know it's aggravating, and it's just as aggravating still. I don't know. I kind of like Delfino because the shortcuts aren't like hidden. They're kind of there. There's like different. There's separate paths.
Point.
Also, there's the anti-gravity where you can go on the side, right? That's Delfino, right?
No.
Wait, no. What am I thinking of?
No, I think of the wrong.
I don't think it ever got an anti-gravity.
Delfino is the one with like the Pinta fountain in the beginning and like the drawbridge.
Drawbridge.
It's on the Wii. It's on the Wii as well.
It was originally on DS.
It was on DS and it was remastered for the Wii.
I think of a different one.
Yeah.
It's like the lovely kind of like Portside Town.
Yeah, is there a I played Super Mario Sunshine. I just remember. I can't remember the Mario Kart course.
If you want to pull up an image, Matt, to show to Jarett. But I will give your pick. I will concede for Calamari Desert. In my mind, I was going for a course that like tested the skill of the driver versus the race itself.
Is it in 8 Ultimate?
I think it was remastered in Wii because this is the Wii version right here. And then you come out here, and then you have this whole like portside town with like the harbor. There's also a shortcut on the side.
There's another harbor one that's like different. I thought you were thinking of that one. Okay, there's a new harbor.
Okay,
maybe it's called like
Toad's Harbor.
Yeah,
is that what I'm thinking of?
That's what you're
thinking of.
I swore that was Delfino.
Yeah, and then the drawbridge right here.
Yeah. It's just a very tame, very fun map. I will say, like, I will give it to you over Calamari. I like Calamari. It was a starter back in the day, but I do understand that probably the first race should be the least heart attack inducing. And there are some mild frustrations that come from Calamari's, like staying so close to the center of the road, fear of going into the sand traps, and of course the dreaded train wall. Okay. But I will give you Delfino should take the spot. It's much more tame.
To open our Grand Prix, from Mario Kart DS, Delfino Square takes the win.
Are we doing DS or Wii? Is the better one? Should we?
Well, it's originally from DS, but we're saying we're remastering all these.
Okay, yeah, I guess you're right. We are
making our perfect course.
So a remaster. These are all remasters.
Right, so the second course. So I said Koopa Cape. You said what? What was yours?
I said Cheeseland.
Cheeseland, and then you
I said Sherbetland.
You said Sherbetland. So we have 2 lands in Koopa Cape.
Why? I like Koopa Cape, but I feel like it's too easy. I feel like Koopa Cape is too safe.
That's fair, although I will say Koopa Cape has a lot of character to it that makes it feel more harder than it is, while still being kind of easy. I understand your point, though, because you have like that whole river section.
Yes.
You have the underwater, you have the waterfall, which is really, really eye-appealing.
And like what's the one thing about Koopa Cape is like the back half is really great with the water pipe, but getting up the mountain and getting like through those side paths and then getting to that river section, that is much too like stressful for the second race, I think. The back half of that is all downhill.
Okay, so defend Sherbetland. How is that not stressful? Because you're running into penguins and
Sherbetland, we're not dealing with up and down. The only real challenge that comes from Sherbetland are those close hairpin turns on certain parts of the map and the tunnel. Other than that, it's all ice straightaways. So even though it's ice, you're not slipping and sliding the entire time. It's not like you're dealing with downhill or massive swerve. The only difficult parts are the 2 hairpin turns you get close to the beginning of the map, which of course make or break the lineup for the race places. And then the tunnel. You can cheese your way through the tunnel very easily with some practice, or you can brave the tunnel and actually drive through without sliding. So it's not too difficult. Yes, it can be annoying to someone who's not played it as much, but to someone who runs it over and over and over again and has played it a lot, it's really just a very formulaic map. Okay. So with exposure, it's good.
Speaking of cheese,
yeah, you just kidding. You did say the word cheese.
I don't know. I kind of agree with Sean in a way that's like make it feel adventurous, and I do like Sherbetland. I don't know. I might rescind Cheeseland because I want to defend the next one. I don't know why I'm the intermediary, but I want the third one.
You really do probably win this third one.
In all Mario Kart spirit.
Okay. I see your argument, and plus I don't want to flood even though I love my picks, I don't want to flood it with my picks. So I was not picking Cheeseland. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I love your course, but your course should be its own thing.
I actually really liked Excitebike.
I really liked Excitebike too, but we're forming the ideal for like
Excitebike was going to really challenge Delfino. That's a great pick. I hate me personally. I just have a personal vendetta against Cheeseland. I hate it.
I will say this though,
that's why I like it.
Your course definitely plays to like the veterans of the game much better than ours do. Mm-hmm. So I would say like even though we're forming this ideal circuit, your circuit should like just be acknowledged for being a great creation on its own, because like us in this room would happily play that.
I just wrote down the 4 things that immediately came to my mind. I was like, man, these are the most chaotic ones, and I only do these because people hate these.
Yeah, I would love to play a circuit like this with our crowd. As far as like the main one we're forming, probably not, because this will be played by everyone from Average Joe to Expert.
I brought some Switch controllers. We can play our Creation Cup.
I would love to play a Creation Cup.
That'd be a lot of fun.
In a form of Smash Ultimate.
I would love it. Perhaps we play it and then keep the results and release the results alongside this episode.
Yeah, also you can ask us on Instagram. There's probably courses.
Yeah, we're not gonna exactly have the Bloodbath questions.
So we're going with Sherbetland?
Yes, we're going.
I want to point something out because I was thinking, and my suspicions are correct. In Wii, the Banana Cup features both Delfino Square and Sherbetland.
That's funny. I didn't think about that.
Huh.
Which is really, really interesting to me.
It's 2 and 3 for them, though, isn't it?
Well, no. Sherbetland is actually the opener.
Sherbetland is the opener
and
of the Banana Cup?
is third.
I forgot about that.
Sherbetland is the opener of the Banana Cup, and Delfino is the third. I think that the placement of those is really wonky.
Yeah, that's really weird.
I find that funny that we've picked 2 in the same. Now we go into the third one.
And the third one has no hope.
I said DK Mountain, which is also a retro course from Wii. You said what?
I said Airship Fortress from DS.
That's a great pick. And then you said Baby Park.
I said Baby Park.
Okay. So,
Baby Park.
I
love
kind of
Baby
like
Park.
his pick.
I really do like Baby
Here's the
Park.
thing, I would like to make a case for making Baby Park in a different spot. I don't know if it needs to be third. I feel like Baby Park's a great pick, and if we go with that, that's a good one. But I don't know if I feel like maybe making that one like second and making Sherbet Land.
Here's why I'm going to shoot that down for you, right? Here's the beauty of Baby Park versus what we already have. We have Delfino, which is a very standard race, but it still has its environmental factors like the optional shortcuts, the hairpin turns, the drawbridge, things like that. So there's things you have to worry about in the course besides other racers. Sherbet Land is you're focusing on those really critical parts of the race and keeping your head on the ice. So it's you're racing, yes, and a little bit the other players, but it's the environment that you're focusing on.
Okay.
Baby Park is a circle. There's nothing there. It's just a circle. But it's the shortest circle, which means that you're constantly next to other racers. So your entire focus shifts from what course do I take to, oh my god, what does Luigi have right next to me? I could be blasted at any point. It removes the safety net of being so far ahead.
I knew going into this that we were probably going to end up picking Baby Park, and I think we are going to end up picking Baby Park. I was just wondering if that placement was correct, but you've now persuaded me.
I think it represents everything mechanic-wise that's not just the car.
Plus,
Kart.
plus the contrast of going from Baby Park, which you're experiencing the same thing 7 times, to N64 Rainbow Road.
Yes,
that's
nothing.
That's a good point.
The distance
because Rainbow Road,
those two.
we talked about it already. What Rainbow Road represents, it's like you're resource managing, like Baby Park. You're everything Mario Kart that's extra, like you're adventurous. Like
you have
the
your
second,
long straightaways,
like our
like
Sherbet Land. And I mean, I guess how do we contrast it from Delfino?
The general simplicity of it.
It's still Mario Kart. Like,
yeah.
Even though it's Rainbow Road,
Delfino Square, I think, is the perfect Mario Kart course for just grounded in reality racing.
Yes.
Like this could actually be a feasible racetrack, because you're never going to see a racetrack on ice or made of cheese or stuff like that. But like Delfino actually might be feasible. That's why I think you need at least one of those. Then you have Baby Park, which is feasible but chaotic. Then you have Sherbet Land, which is way out there, and then you have Rainbow Road, which, I mean,
even though
Rainbow Road.
It's Rainbow Road, and it's scary, but like all these courses, anyone can pick up a controller and play Mario Kart.
So I think we have our picks.
So I have to ask this, like, I know
Airship's a great pick, though. Airship was a fantastic
I had to think of, like, what is I had to think dangerous for, like,
because
my third
in
pick.
Mario Kart DS...
I mean, we argued similar things where it's like...
Yeah.
The managing of, like, everything.
Yeah, I had to manage
I need
for the third course.
I need to confirm something really quick, but in Mario Kart DS, I think there is one of the Grand Prix that might be one of the greatest ones ever, but continue what you were saying.
So, like, I have a question just for the group, because we have our listing, which is Delfino, Sherbet Land, Baby Park, and N64's Rainbow Road. I will ask you this, because Rainbow Road has always been, since the series, like, creation, the final course of the final cup, and it's the greatest challenge for the game. I have a question, though. Recently, like halfway through the series, they started implementing in the cup before the Rainbow Road Cup, the Bowser's Castle levels. So let's say
What's the best Bowser's Castle?
Let's say we have to remove Rainbow Road N64. Let's say we're still keeping it.
I'm gonna keep this very simple. I think the best Bowser's Castle is also N64.
You think it's the original Bowser's Castle?
The N64 one.
All right.
The one with the guard. You go through the garden, you see the statue, and then you go like through the castle, and like you're in those lava like platform. No, and I think N64 is actually the best one of Bowser's Castle too. I think N64 is the best Mario Kart game
ever,
possibly ever, just in terms of the tracks it has.
Yeah.
Obviously, the mechanics of Wii and 8 are much better, but in terms of the content, I think N64 Bowser Castle is also really good. I also like 8s, but your stance on this?
I just remember Wii Bowser Castle being so hard.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know
the
why.
one with the giant.
I don't know
Bowser
why. I felt like my
mechanical
controller was broken, and like a third grader was beating me.
Yeah,
and I was like, literally, how are you? What am I doing?
No, it's crazy because Wii's Rainbow Road is so good, but the Bowser Castle, I totally agree. I didn't like it.
It's
so hard, and I was like, what is it? Like someone was kicking my ass at Wii Mario Kart. I was like, what is this?
Now don't get me wrong, I love the N64 Bowser's Castle, but I would have replaced N64 Rainbow Road for this course with the Wii Bowser's Castle.
I mean, that's
because that's just like
interesting.
Our theory behind having N64 Rainbow Road is like it goes from player versus player resource management to resource management for the distance that you're going. Like, what's actually going to help me keeping the lead on a straightaway? For this, it's quite the opposite. It's now, screw my resource management. I need to drive as safe as possible and still win the race.
That's true.
So that was like at the other end of the spectrum, I believe, from the N64. They're complete opposites to me.
Gotcha.
I guess you could sub out certain parts because we've made like the first course is like you focusing on your car and like getting used to driving. The second one's your environment, being a little adventurous. The third one is resource management and getting used to the people around you. And then the fourth one is everything all together. So like I feel like you could kind of plug and play any courses that fit those molds.
I also want to say Mario Kart DS, my suspicions were not correct. Delfino Square was the second race in the Flower Cup. Airship Fortress was the closer in the Star Cup. I thought they were in the same one.
I knew it was a closer.
However, Delfino Square was in the same cup. Delfino Square was second. The third race was another one I was thinking of. That's Waluigi Pinball.
I thought of that too. I almost put Waluigi Pinball over Airship. And I was like, no, Airship's more demanding.
Airship was in the same one as TikTok Clock as well.
Yes.
DS had some damn good
DS
courses
had some good
It also had
courses.
some Peach Gardens. It had DK Pass.
Yeah.
It had Yoshi Falls.
Yeah, I had to rewrite my course twice because I told you that I put Coconut Mall originally as instead of Sherbetland, but also instead of Calamari Desert, I originally put Yoshi Falls, and then I remembered Calamari Desert.
Yoshi Falls is a good one.
So that's good.
DS
has a good one.
I think we can all agree, by the way, Coconut Mall may not be the best track, but
it's got the
music.
best music of any course. Like, if we could put a fifth course on this map, it would probably be Coconut Mall.
Bum ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum bum. Ding.
Alexa, play bass boosted Coconut Mall.
Yeah, if we could put a fifth course on a Mario Kart circuit, I don't care what the circuit entails, the fifth course would be
That's the
Coconut
victory
Mall.
lap.
The victory lap is Coconut Mall.
So, our compiled final Mario Kart Grand Prix, our idealized perfect race of 4. Delfino Square, Sherbetland, Baby Park, N64 Rainbow Road.
Yes. And if not N64 Rainbow Road, it's a toss-up between the two Bowser's Castles.
I think you gotta close at Rainbow Road, because Bowser Castle leads into Rainbow Road. If you played Bowser Castle last, that was my biggest problem with putting N64 Bowser's Castle as the closer on one of the retro Wii Grand Prix, is that when you play Bowser's Castle, it's almost like I'm Pavlovian, like, just conditioned to as soon as I race a Bowser Castle, I'm like, okay, Rainbow Road now.
Rainbow Road next.
But, like, the course is over. Like, the Grand Prix is over. And I'm just
Yep.
like, Because that's the one thing throughout every single Mario Kart that has not changed. Actually, no, there's 3 things. There's always a Mario circuit, and the Special Cup ends with Bowser Castle Rainbow Road is 3-4.
Yep.
And then the Mario circuit is somewhere in the other ones. Because like in Wii, it was in the second Grand Prix. In DS, it was in the third one. And like it's like it varies. But the one thing that never changes is Special Cup. Third race is Bowser Castle. Fourth race is Rainbow Road. That's why I feel like Bowser Castle is a closer. Me personally, I feel incomplete.
Yeah.
I need a Rainbow Road.
I like it. Now
That's a damn good pre. That's
a damn good pre.
Oh my goodness, that's good.
I will ask
And we
this.
each got one of our own picks too.
Yeah. I also want to ask
Worked
you
out
guys
perfectly.
this.
We all like N64 Rainbow Road. All right,
True.
sorry, ask your
I
question.
can't believe we all picked that. That's so cool.
We talked about like the things we did want to like kind of quantify during this episode, and we ended up not doing it like a listing thing. But I wanted to ask, just because like a very quick discussion, of all the Mario parties that you guys have played, what is the best Mario Party map you ever had? Like the board, not the mini games, but just the board.
I like the train from Mario Kart, from Mario Party 8.
The Perplex
the Wii
Express.
one, the Shy Guy one.
Yeah.
I like that one. That one's fun.
Trying to think.
Utter chaos, because you can be in the train car from the one right by the star, and then you could just be levitated by Kamek and put right in the back again. And also you have all the shops, you can buy stuff, the different tiles. Those parts that take you to like another train, you can just get a star for free. Like I like that one. It's the right amount of chaos, but like there's also order to it and a lot of strategy of like, oh, I'm on top of the train, I gotta get to the bottom. Like, oh, can I use this? Can I use that? Like all that stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Pretty sure there's a harbor in Mario Party 6. Or it's like maybe not a harbor, maybe it's like an island. I remember just that feeling. It's been a while.
Oh God,
This is from which one?
an island
At the
in
GameCube one.
6.
6, right?
Yes.
I feel because some of them I know, like some of the Mario parties had like everything was called something land or something island or
Yeah,
something.
I just remember that light breezy feeling and also being so angry.
And also being so angry.
Because
I'm
it's just
looking
that's
it
just
up.
how Mario Party is.
Yeah. I will match your light breezy island feel. My favorite, and it took me a little bit to think about this because originally I was gonna say Goomba's Booty Boardwalk from Wii, but then I remembered no. The reason I liked Goomba's Booty Boardwalk is it gave me the same nostalgic feel as Yoshi's Islands from the N64. And that one's fun because it's four islands with a bridge that connects them, and the whole story, because back then they wrote a story into each map, kind of, was two Yoshis in love but forbidden from one another.
Yeah.
Were on two different islands in the middle of the sea, and you needed enough stars to build them a bridge.
Yeah, definitely having the maps bigger and having a story.
Is it that one?
Castaway Bay?
So Mario Kart 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's a
Castaway
good
Bay.
pick. Castaway Bay is good.
I like Castaway Bay.
Okay, that's the one that you were... Okay, yeah. That one's actually a lot of fun. It's a resort-themed board of like a little like harbor hotel sort of thing.
Yeah, the hotel. That's what it is.
That's it. Fantastic. I was just curious because we talked a lot about Mario. I was like, what's everyone's favorite Mario Party board? So Perplex Express, Castaway Bay,
my
and
least favorite mini game is one of them ones from Wii. It's the one where you're climbing up that pole and the monkeys.
The monkeys?
Hate that one.
That's fantastic.
I also like the one where you have to draw the shapes on the rocks because what I do is I just go like I just cover the whole thing red and then it's just fine. I don't know. It's like crazy like that.
I like it.
It works, but yeah. So we do have one other thing. Jarett, you're bringing this to the table. Tell us what we're doing.
Okay. Well, not everyone has time for a console game, or not everyone can be next to each other. So I wanted to shout out some kind of games you can play remotely for those tuning in. We have Pretend You're XYZZY. This is an open source Cards Against Humanity. You can play this on the computer. It's free. You just type in a username. Mm-hmm. And I think the biggest benefit of this over real Cards Against Humanity is when you get a blank card, not only can you add as many decks and as many internet-created decks as you want, so you can have unlimited cards in case B's question mark is not funny anymore. I don't know how it wouldn't be funny, but in case you find it not funny anymore, you can add new cards. You can even ignore the old packs. But when you get a blank card, you can write it on the spot.
I like
so
that.
In all Quiplashian fashion, you can just like write in something that goes with the night or inside joke, and it really just fits in, and it just makes Cards Against Humanity feel more like evolved, because I mean just having the original box set doesn't feel as special anymore, because there's new box sets, there's new editions, but for anyone who wants Cards Against Humanity as a boost or play it over Zoom, that's available. We have like Scribble.io, Scribble.io.
So good.
That's
so
a good
much
one.
fun.
Drawing guessing game, a classic. Something you can play over Discord, Zoom, super easy.
That was like Drawful. Remember that one?
Very similar to
Yes.
Yeah.
Drawful's another one.
Yeah.
That's a Jackbox one. Wait, Drawful is right? Yeah.
Yeah, Drawful's Jackbox.
We got Codenames. That's
Yeah.
that's one.
Also a good
There's
one.
specific websites. I'm also going to shout out backyard.co.co. That's a great website. You can play with your Google account, and it gives you a bunch of games, including like Codenames. If you haven't played that, it's a great one to play with your friends or a group of people. Even if you only have like 4 people, you can still play it. Also, the deduction games. We got Spyfall, Among Us, Fake Artist, Werewolf. There's so many different ones to like just have that like deduction kind of keep it sneaky factor that'll just have you not trusting your friend for the next week.
Yeah.
We got a lot of these. I know you can attest to Werewolf and everything it does to you as a person.
I love One Night Werewolf. It's such a great game. Everyone hates each other and no one trusts each other, but it's such a great game.
I'm gonna shout out Spyfall. You've played Spyfall, right?
Oh,
Yes.
I love Spyfall.
Spyfall.
I love Spyfall.
It's almost like Among Us in a text-based way, in that you're kind of like a spy, and you have to find your location and your profession, right? Or you have to.
It's just location.
You just have to find out, the location, but everyone else has a profession, and you're the spy. And it's so interesting to just like ask people questions in a way that kind of makes you think.
Yeah.
It's a good game, and it's free, and it's just on the internet. Just look up Spyfall.
It's very fun to play. I will say, like, it's always entertaining because I'm the kind of person in Spyfall who asks the really weird questions. So, like, for instance, we'll have, like, submarine as a location, and I might be someone on the submarine. I'd be, like, the captain of the submarine, and I'll look at, like, Matt, and I'll say, like, all right, Matt, I'm thinking of a movie. A movie that would fit this location. What movie is it? And I'm looking for anything with a submarine, like Hunt for Red October. Thank you. I was like, I'm looking for a movie. Like, I'm like hoping I'll say something like Hunt for Red October, and then I was like, I know he's safe now. So
Yeah, it's
But that might also give it away.
True.
Yeah.
So you have to borderline it.
The submarine's a great example to explain this game because if someone's intentionally vague, it'll be like, hey, Dan, what's your job right now? And they'll be like, I'm just like hanging outside. And it's like,
Interesting.
We're in a submarine, Dan.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I'm hanging outside the submarine.
Just hanging around.
How'd you get here? I drove. Like,
I drove.
Yeah, that's another one. I took a plane. It's
Always one of my favorite questions to ask because you have places like the embassy or like the battlefield or something like that.
The embassy's a great one.
You'll be like, one of my favorite questions to ask is if I know where the location is, I'll be like, hey, is there any guns here? Because that one's hilarious. Because like if it's the embassy, yes, because there's spies and armed guards.
Yeah.
But if it's like the restaurant, there's a problem if there's guns in the restaurant.
Yep.
Like,
and a lot of these can be played. I said backyard.co. That's another one. You just put your Google account in. It's got code names. It's got fake artist. It's got a werewolf clone. Deduction games out the wazoo, and other things you can play. Solitaire if you're that lonely.
can we please play Spyfall later? Please.
Yeah.
I would love to play Spyfall
let's
later.
go for it.
Like I said, all these things are free, and like another thing, if you just want to roast a movie or a TV show, we got Teleparty.
Yes.
And even Hulu's got its own watch party variation. So if you just want to sit around, and Teleparty's fun because it opens a chat, so you don't have to talk over each other over the movie. You can just type funny shit in the corner, which is just makes the whole night.
I sometimes, whenever I'm watching a movie I've already seen over Teleparty, I like to just type out the quote and send it as the character's saying it, just to like really mess up with people.
If you can't quote it in person, you're going to quote it through text. So,
Yep.
lovely.
So those are all very great free options to play over Zoom, play over Discord. Now, if you have $17 to $20, there are options. We got Jackbox.
Yes.
That's where we're going with
the
this.
king.
This is
of
what I'm
remote play.
This is what I'm presenting tonight because we're making a lot of our own favorite packs, our own favorite characters. So in making our own party pack, we gotta narrow down the games.
So we're picking just Jackbox games, though,
Yes.
Just
of
Jackbox.
all
Okay.
8,
Any
of all
party,
7.
any
Jackbox.
party packs.
right? Okay.
You open up Jackbox Party Pack 8 and it's just a remaster.
I will
What
say-
are the 5 games?
I
that are
will
being
say
put
this,
in there?
though. I will say this. I don't know. I'm sure you guys can probably help me, but I have my games here. I forget which specific party packs these are from, but I know that they're Jackbox games. But like, if you guys want to help me specify like which ones they're from.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
But Jarett, since the presenter usually goes first, as
Okay.
Sean went first with Smash, I went first with Mario Kart, you can start.
All right, I'll present my party pack. A lot of these might be the same because we've probably all played the same Jackboxes. Like somebody has Jackbox and then we all bring it to each other. So this might be a little biased. So feel free to let us know what your favorites are. But I'm going to go with Trivia Murder Party 2. It fixed everything with the first one. It's from Party Pack 6. It fixed everything with the first Trivia Murder Party. The final round is updated. It's so much better than the first one. The game is perfect. It's a great trivia game.
Okay.
Also, a problem with the first one is there'd always be the first question, and if it was really hard, everyone just died.
Oh, really?
You just have to
Yeah.
or everyone gets their fingers cut off, and then you can't choose that answer in a multiple choice question. So you're always at a disadvantage from the very get-go. And for new players, that's very, very disappointing. Because if you're trying to introduce a game and they're immediately at handicap, they're not going to like the game. So Murder Party 2 fixes everything with that. I don't know why I can't say that. I'm going to go with Press the Button as my deduction game.
Good one.
It fixed everything with faking it. I like Party Pack 6, but I'm going to get to why I like Party Pack 3. But Press the Button is pretty much Among Us in a new way that kind of has everyone kind of locally just looking at each other. It has you talking. It's a different take on the deduction game, and I especially appreciate what it's doing. Especially because it's an alien theme, and you just launch people out the window. It's definitely Among Us.
Among Us before Among Us.
More 6. I like Role Models. Role Models is really fun.
It's another fun one.
It's in the vein of you've ever been awake at 1 a.m. and you're with your friends and you're completing like BuzzFeed quizzes. It's like find out what kind of person you are. That's what Role Models is in the way that you're asking each other questions or you're like solving little mini games to figure out what type of person you are. And at the end, it gives you like a kind of variation. And I just like the way the questions are represented. It's like, what do you want to be compared to? So it'll be like, Scooby-Doo, and then if everyone chooses Scooby-Doo as the topic, it'll be like, who in your group is what character in the Scooby-Doo gang? And then everyone's just arguing over who's the Scooby, but you gotta give one to each person.
Yes.
And then whoever the votes are, like, whoever has the most votes gets that character. It's a very interesting game. For my text-based game, I'm gonna go Dictionarium. I like this. It's a very quick Quiplash-style game, but it's very, very simple to make an inside joke because you just type the most random stuff. It'll give you a definition, and you have to make a word for that, and then it goes through different, like, slangs, so then the inside joke just gets compiled in, like, 5 minutes. It's such a short and quick game. Lastly, probably the best one, and the one that closes out every Jackbox night, is TKO.
Yes.
Yeah, TKO, like...
Fantastic choice.
Y'all can talk about TKO, because...
I got a feeling everyone's saying
Yeah, I can go next, but I also had TKO in mind. It's such a good game. Basically, what happens is there's a round of people drawing random pictures. I think you can draw 3, correct?
You draw 3
You draw
pictures.
3 pictures of literally whatever comes to your mind. You could draw literally anything using, they give you different color, different palettes, whatever. And then there's a round where you just submit a bunch of different, like, mini phrases. Literally anything that comes to mind again, but this time you're just saying words, sentences, maybe even just like a couple letters.
Inside jokes.
Inside jokes. And then each person is given a handful of these phrases and a handful of these pictures, and then they have to combine them and make t-shirts. And it is some of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. In fact, Jarett, for my birthday one year, bought me one of the TKO shirts because Jackbox used to do a thing that do they do it anymore?
They had this store down, but then they updated it and now has new colors.
Yeah.
So it's constantly being updated.
One of
still.
our inside joke shirts that we created through this game, Jarett then bought me the shirt for my birthday, and I still have it to this day. I should have worn it during the recording.
It's like $18 free shipping. It's not bad for a custom
pretty
t-shirt.
For a custom
That's pretty funny.
I went to TKO. I went with Quiplash 2, the one from Party Pack 3, because that's just like such a funny game. Another great inside joke one. I went with Trivia Murder Party, but I had not played Trivia Murder Party 2. So I'm now going to change my answer to Trivia Murder Party 2.
It's
because I've heard it's better.
Trivia Murder Party 2 is so good because it just fixes
it fixes a lot
the
of
two problems that were the biggest problems in Trivia Murder Party 1. Mm-hmm. I said it correctly that time.
Trivia Murder Party 1 is fantastic, but 2 just is like the update. It's the bug cleaning software, essentially.
It really is.
I went with Drawful because I adore that game.
Good pick.
I like drawing-based games, and it's just
Jackbox has a lot of good ones.
Yeah. And then I also went with Push the Button because I like deduction-based games. And none of those games really are, like, deduction-y. Quiplash is very much so just, like, sending out funny things. TKO is crafting certain things. Trivia Murder Party is the one that's, like, grounded because it's basically just straight-up knowledge. And it's just a fun trivia game. I like Drawful because there's a really like hands-on aspect, although I guess that could clash with TKO, but at the same time I think they're different enough. And then I also went with Push the Button because it is very different and it could be something for like a more adult crowd. So that's my pack.
God, there's too many good ones to put.
There's so many
list.
good ones.
There's like you guys have said.
I almost
ones,
went with a Fibbage as well.
You guys have said
yeah,
ones.
I got
that
some
I've
honorable
wanted to put
mentions, so I'll let you do your list, and then we'll just talk about the other games we like.
Honestly, like most of you guys covered my honorable mentions, which is fantastic. But my pack is very similar, but also kind of different. My first game on the list is Talking Points from the most recent one. It's a bizarre pick, but basically what the whole deal is. Everyone at the very beginning of the game writes a prompt for a PowerPoint presentation, and then everyone picks another like topic, and you get to do a PowerPoint on it. Here's the problem, though. You get a helper who makes the PowerPoint as the PowerPoint is going on. So you have to use the points you are given to defend your topic from your own PowerPoint. So you just get thrown for a loop every slide. You have to react to it, and it's really great. And individuals in the audience and in the player game rate their engagement during your topic speech. So it's fun. It's not really like a competitive points-based game or anything, but it's just how good are you at thinking on the fly? And that's always fun. The laughs are great. My next one I had Quiplash 2. Quiplash 2 had the best final round of all three of them. The first one didn't have a final round. And then the third one has Thriplash, which is kind of boring.
Last Lash is good.
Last Lash is good because it has multiple different kinds of Last Lashes.
anticlimactic vibes from the last Lash sometimes. That's why I feel like they needed to update it for the third one, but I'm disappointed they didn't do a very good job at that.
Yeah.
There's no good final round to Quiplash, which is sad, but of the two that we have, I think Last Lash is a bit more variety.
Yeah, you get comics.
Yeah, you get comics or finish the sentences or acronyms.
Acrolash. Yeah,
Acrolash. They're just, it's better and it's more, you think on your feet a bit more versus like Thriplash, yes, it's different kinds of questions, but it's just give 3 answers to the same question every time.
Mm-hmm.
But Quiplash 2 is just perfect for it. Number 3 is also a more recent pick. It's Champed Up. Champed Up is fun for me, and I feel like no one else agrees with me. But Champed Up is you and all of your friends enter a drawing dome, and you are each given a title to defend, a title for a champion that you create to defend. So you might get like the champion of Sleeping Inley, and you have to draw a fighter. You have to draw a hero to defend this title. And then once you draw your heroes, you will have someone who gets your hero and has to define a challenger for them. But here's the thing. They don't know what they're challenging the title for. So let's say I drew like Ash Ketchum as the champion of Sleeping In Late. And then Jarett gets a picture of just Ash Ketchum and has no clue. So you might draw like Gary Oak. Or like a really bad version of Gary.
Yeah, or Pikachu. Or
Pikachu.
Literally
or something.
anything that could be off topic to the next person that if I drew a poor Pikachu, they'd be like, why did you draw a mouse?
Yeah.
That like just the way things compile in Jackbox games.
So you'll get these hilarious matchups because sometimes people just don't even look at like the titles. Like I've seen a drawing of like someone drew a monkey for something like Champion of the Banana, and like I saw someone draw a monkey. And then I'd draw someone, like its challenger would be an ape. Like, it would just be, like, monkey versus ape, and then it was Champion of the Banana. Like, not even caring about what a possible title could be. It was just so funny. But I like Champed Up a lot. It's a drawing game. It's a lot of fun. My second goes to Trivia Murder Party 2, for the reasons we've already discussed.
Okay, so Trivia Murder Party 2 is in our pack then, because we all said
it's in the pack.
Okay.
It completes
Confirmed.
the trivia. And then my number 1 was TKO. So
TKO is also in the pack.
TKO and Trivia Murder Party 2 are in this pack.
Okay, so those are the only ones we had overlap on. I think, and then we had 2 people say push the button.
Okay.
I think Push the Button should belong in there. I didn't put any deduction.
I'm trying to think of honorable mentions. We mentioned Fibbage. That was like the first introduction to Jackbox.
See, and then the other thing is I like Faking It, but because that's the pack I've played the most. The third one that has Quiplash 2, the original Trivia Murder Party, all that stuff. Those are the ones I played the most. But Faking It is one of the only Jackbox games that you have to play in person. I feel like that kind of hurts it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to... And even that, I feel like that's what makes it suffer. Because the questions aren't very good in the way that when we're in person, sometimes there's just an obvious answer. Because the questions can be so simple. It's like, how many times... Like, have you ever farted? Like, that's... I know that's like the tutorial question, but there are actually questions that feel that simple.
Yeah.
Which gets the faker out right away.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the best questions... I think the best one I got was like... How many wine bottles in your house? And everyone has to hold up a number. And it's like, that number could be argued...
For anyone.
Yeah, like...
Yeah.
I got a good one last weekend where it was, how many pairs of shoes should an adult own?
Should an adult own?
Should an adult own?
I think I've also seen, like... which one? Like, how many pairs of shoes do you own?
Yeah.
That is...
Or, like, how many nice pairs of shoes?
Yeah, there are good questions, but I feel like the off questions just make the game so difficult.
Yeah.
That the faker really has to step up. And in person, it can be hard to just lie like that. So I feel like there are other deduction games where the mechanics play better.
Yeah, I agree with that. But, so TKO's in, Trivia Murder Party 2 is in.
I feel like Press the Button should be in. Like, I know it's a bit difficult, but I feel like it's the best deduction.
Well, you had Dictionarium. Mm-hmm. You said, which other ones? What were the other 2?
Role models.
Role models is good.
Role models is really good.
Those are the only 2 that are different from the pack of 5 that we're creating.
Yeah, and my different ones were Champed Up and Talking Points and Quiplash 2.
And mine were Quiplash 2, Drawful, and then that's it.
I feel like Quiplash 2 should be in it, because I feel like that's the one where most people go for.
And then, do you want to do Role Models?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Role Models is better than
Role Models is different.
I didn't say Quiplash because I had to give points to Dictionarium. It may not be for everybody. Everybody likes Quiplash.
Yes.
You can't go wrong with Quiplash. I'm not saying I don't like Quiplash, but I gotta give props to Dictionarium, where it's if you've played enough Quiplash, you want something that just feels like a little addition. It's 5 minutes, and it feels perfect.
I do give you props for Dictionarium.
All right.
So, our perfect Jackbox Party Pack 8, created by the Everything Is Fine podcast, is Quiplash 2, Trivia Murder Party 2, TKO, Push the Button, and Role Models.
I like it. That sounds like a good night.
And if anyone wants to play those games, they're all in either Jackbox Party Pack 3 or Jackbox Party Pack 6.
Which are the best ones.
There are great games in all of them, but unfortunately, sometimes if we only have $20, you might not want to spend the money for the 4 games you might not want. So, I mean, in Jackbox Party Pack 6, the weakest game is Joke Boat, by far.
Yeah.
It kind of laughably bad. It's
and then the worst one in 3 is Espionage. And
No one
Espionage
cares
is not a
about
bad game. It's just not funny.
It's not funny. It's like mildly interesting. It's like if you're playing with your parents and it's like, I never knew that.
Yeah, because basically you're guessing like the percentages of like polls or something like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like a survey sample, and then it has an answer, and it'll be like, how many percent of people do you floss twice a day? And it'll be like, so you'll guess percentage like 15. And then everyone else in the party will have to be like, no, it's way higher or it's way lower.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you're graded based on your closeness. But I will say it feels incredibly good when you get the percentage actually exactly right. It's not a funny game. It's not you're not going to be
just
on the floor
and
laughing.
interesting.
You're not going to be on the floor laughing like other Jackbox games.
Yeah.
But I think it kind of rounds out 3. 3 is probably the best pack, the best drawing game. Or Party Pack 6 lacks because it doesn't have a drawing game. But Drawful you can buy singularly. So if you want, you can buy a Drawful and Party Pack 6.
So we have a prompt-based writing game. We have a drawing game in TKO. We have a deduction-based game in Push the Button. We have Trivia Murder Party. And then what was the...
Role Models.
Role Models, yes.
And your social game.
Yes. So I think that's a really good...
It's a very good pack.
Like all the different archetypes that are represented in all Jackbox games. There are so many variations on these, and all party packs have their standouts. There's so many good stuff. I'd just say explore, watch videos, but like that's all the Everything Is Fine pick.
Yeah.
That's our perfect party pack.
Yeah, and since we do not have Bloodbath questions for you today, we will be posting these 3 prompts for you guys.
Every other day.
So we'll be asking you guys what are your favorite Jackbox games, what would make up your party pack. We'll ask you what your Mario Kart Grand Prix is, and we'll also ask you for your Smash mains.
Yeah.
So
no polls to see who wins. Everyone wins.
Everybody wins here. Everybody wins.
So
it's hard. It was hard to talk about like experiences with these games because these games are about connecting with other people, and it's
inside
jokes. It's all about inside jokes and like making your own language based on the games and the nights.
One of my favorite, the last story before, because we were running a little bit.
Yeah.
But I remember one time on Quiplash, me and my roommate Adam were the 2 people who sent in answers for one question, and it was something about like a cow. I forget what the question was, but it was something about a cow, and I sent in the answer moo. And Adam sent in the answer, moo moo. And I remember we all just died. Like, it was so funny. Because we had no idea what to answer for this question. It was something about, like, what would a cow say to this if this happened to them? And I just sent in moo, and Adam sent in moo moo. And it was really, really funny.
Like, that's the best part. Like, just being that late at night, you all have stupid brain. You're all just playing the same game, and you're all thinking on the same wavelength.
Yep, absolutely.
I have one last question before we close out. What is that, like, because we've talked about, like, the big franchises and the big things and the great big settings. I've got one just, like, very simple question for you guys. What is that game where it's either the split screen or it's the co-op kind of thing that is just so weird and out there that you would all, like, sit on the couch with or hook up that party chat with and play with until, like, way too late at night with a group of friends? Like, old school Halo style, like, on the couch.
Well, in terms of co-op with, like, split screen...
Or versus... Either of them.
My brother and I, like in a 2-player setting, we would always play through Portal 2 co-op. I always loved playing that game in terms of like just split screen play. But I guess also Rocket League in that sense of like online play. I already talked about that, but Rocket League, yeah.
Jarett?
And nostalgia way, just like sitting on the couch with my brother, probably playing Tony Hawk's Underground 2 for the GameCube.
That's good.
I mean, not only is it a great skateboarding game, it's got a great playlist, and probably that's where my music taste started, you know?
Fantastic.
It's such a good game.
Going off of Tony Hawk, there's also a game, Disney Extreme Skate Adventure. I don't know if any of you ever played that.
That's interesting. What?
You ever played that game?
No.
It was for PlayStation 2. Basically, it was Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure, and it was Toy Story, Tarzan, and Lion King were like the 3 movies that were featured, and you could skateboard as characters from them in maps around those movies, or you could also just skate in like downtown Disney. It was called Ollywood, and you can create yourself and skate around these parks, and like it's a great way of like, oh, I want to play for like 5 minutes, then you pass the controller, and you just have some fun.
Nice. For me, I have 2 very bizarre picks. Well, not really bizarre for one of them. Back in the day when I first got my Xbox 360, I had a really good dedicated crew to Black Ops and Black Ops 2 Zombies.
Yeah.
I love those games. I love COD Zombies with all my heart. So there's got a lot of good memories of staying up way too late to way too many rounds. But also a very fun game that I had with another crew was me and a couple of old scout buddies of mine used to hop on Evolve, which was a dead game by the time we got to it. But it was like Monster Hunters, very Jurassic Park-esque, where one person played as this prehistoric-style monster, and everyone else got class-based heroes they could play as. So it would be like me and 4 of them, or not even 4, sometimes it was like half a lobby, where one of us would play as Monster, run around the map for 10 minutes trying to power up and evolve as fast as possible, and everyone else is just hunting them. And it turns into this big showdown between the class-based hunters and the monster at the end of the night. And it was so much fun because it was so dumb and stupid because we're this giant predatory like monster that can curl up into a ball with spikes in it, and we're like running around the map like, nah, can't catch me, and we're just like circling around people. It was like a very comedic rendition of like Jurassic Park, and it was fantastic. So shout out to those guys and those wonderful nights of being these Jurassic Park-esque hunters.
I have 2 things. One really quick. Ratchet and Clank Deadlock.
That's good.
It's brought multiplayer, and it's such a wacky third-person shooter. I just want to say that really quick. And then one I'm surprised none of us said, but I just thought of, and I was kind of shocked none of us said it. Battlefront 2, Star Wars.
Oh yeah. OG Battlefront 2.
Hours spent on that game. I don't know how I didn't think of that.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Battlefront 2. Absolutely.
That's a good agreement. If you need don't go online though. All the masters are on there. Like, unless you want to die in 30 seconds, don't go online if you somehow have an online PS2.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Battlefront 2. Good game.
Oh, well, that's it. That's our game night, everyone. Those are the wonderful picks that we have. Just sitting around Saturday night. We've got a pizza on the way. We've got sodas in the fridge. Pizza time. And it's time to break out the consoles. These are our picks.
Yes.
And I hope that they'll become your picks too.
Yes, these are us telling fun stories, but also these are recommendations. If you are having a game night with your friends, here are some suggestions. Especially that segment that Jarett had before we did the Jackbox thing, where he was going to like the online games. Phenomenal picks. I'm happy you brought up those, like Spyfall.
Very, very good.
Like code names, like all those really good stuff. But Jarett, thank you again for joining us.
Oh, no problem. Like, I think the great part about this episode is like what we brought up. It's just all about connecting with other people, and these games are for everyone. And no matter where we are, like through Zoom, Discord, finally on the couch next to each other again, we can just give that sigh of relief.
Yeah.
Like, it just feels good. And just remember, no matter how crazy life gets, everything is fine.